Thank you so very much. I don't know about you, but every time the anthem plays, my heart swells. It almost brings tears to your eyes. Well, at least that's for me. Um, but as I said, once again, for those who came in late, my name is Jillian McDaniel, and I will be your moderator for the morning. We have the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the Honorable Olivia Grange, who will be here this morning. We also have our Permanent Secretary, Mr. Dean Roy Bernard, who will be here with us. We have our special guest, the High Commissioner of the Embassy of Canada here in Jamaica, Miss Emina Tudakovic. Yes, and she gives me a clap for saying her name properly. Thank you, High Commissioner. And I'm going to start off by just giving us a little background about our relations with Canada. Canada and Jamaica have shared strong bilateral relations for the last 62 years, since Jamaica gained independence from the United Kingdom. Canada and Jamaica benefit from a rich and diverse bilateral relationship founded on shared democratic heritage, common values, and strong people-to-people ties, including a large and vibrant Canadian-Jamaican diaspora community of over 300,000 persons. The strength of Canada and Jamaica's ties is also manifested in the culture, the education, and the tourism sectors. Jamaica is Canada's fourth largest source of international students from the Latin American Caribbean region, and Canada represents Jamaica's second largest source of foreign tourists. The Canadian-Jamaican bilateral relationship also encompasses trade and investment, security and defense, and development cooperation. An important pillar of what undergirds education and tourism is a strong cultural link between both countries, which includes the Maroons of Jamaica and their descendants in Nova Scotia. And I'm going to give you a fun fact here. A fun fact is that after a series of wars with the colonial government in Jamaica, one group of Maroons was deported to Nova Scotia in 1796. While Maroon communities existed in Nova Scotia for over 4 years before they were sent to Sierra Leone, their legacy in Canada still endures. Indeed, the nearly 600 Maroons transported to Nova Scotia were involved in the reconstruction of the Citadel Fort in Halifax. Finally, Canada and Jamaica are most likely represented in Jamaica by a High Commissioner and by the High Commission in Kingston. And as I said earlier, Her Excellency Emina Tudakovic is with us and members of the team from the migration section here in Kingston. So we are represented in Canada by a High Commission in Ottawa and consulates in Toronto, Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Victoria. So that gives us a background, and I want to welcome the presence of our Permanent Secretary, Mr. Dean Roy Bernard. Thank you, sir, for coming. It's good to see you. And we'll move right into our program. For those of you who have there is a barcode for you to scan the agenda. Have you seen it at the back of the chair? And what's good about this barcode is that it also leads you, for those of you who are not registered on the National Registry of Entertainment and Creative Industries Practitioners, you're able to register on the registry at that point. So please scan. We have no paper-based agenda. We're saving the trees. And we ask that you scan the agenda so that you can follow. So, our Permanent Secretary, Mr. Dean Roy Bernard, will bring remarks, welcome and introductory remarks. P.S. Bernard.
before I bring my formal words of greetings, I just want to indicate how happy I am that we are here with this symposium. And I'm telling you that it's a great day. You know what's special about today? What's special today in entertainment? The One Love King. His birthday is today. And so it is really fitting that we are doing this today. And I also want to let you know that you are in the best ministry in the government. All right? And if I'm filing the application, I can tell you that the judge would agree with me, because the evidence is clear that this is a ministry that entertains you, this is a ministry that gives you the sporting icons, and this is a ministry that preserves and protects the culture and the identity of Jamaica land we love. Do I need to say anything else? But I will say some other things. And I will greet you formally on behalf of our Honorable Minister, Olivia Grange, OJCD, who I may say also is the #1 minister in the country. All right? Bow, 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 bow. All right. You know, when I was at Essence of Reggae, Saturday night, they would have blazed some fire and say, forward for that. So she has to be greeted specifically because I recall that when we had discussions with our Canadian counterparts and our other multilateral support, this idea was born out of that. And so it is good for me to recognize her, even in absence. I spoke with her just now, and she has given me concrete, firm commitment that she'll be here to greet you as well. So, Her Excellency, and I am praying that I get this correct, Emina Turagovic. Well, I know that Gillian has a one-up on me because she has been familiar with the name, right? High Commissioner for Canada. It's so wonderful to see you again in this ministry, and we continue to thank you for the partnership that you have demonstrated with us over these many years. And Canada has always been a long-standing partner for Jamaica. I don't know what we would have done without Canada. So welcome. And I also welcome your team with you. Welcome, welcome. Give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause. I see here Mr. John Clark, Head Trade Agreements Implementation. Is he here? Mr. Clark? Not yet. On his way. Firm commitment. Mrs. Gillian Wilkinson McDaniel, who you just met, right? I'm so fortunate to have a principal director like this. Not only is she overseeing the entertainment branch of this ministry, but she is a researcher in the area and very involved in the area and knows the area. If I want any statistics about entertainment, I just ask my PD, and she's able to provide that support. Members of the migration section of the Canadian High Commission, artist managers, business agents, international intermediaries, and other members of the entertainment fraternity, I greet you well. Representatives from the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport, mostly at the back, I greet you well. All right? #1 staff. Mr. Grange, good to see you, sir. And I know that perhaps this may be even be streaming. Is it streaming? Streaming live. Right, so we are live. And this is good. So let me greet all the persons who are watching online. Welcome again to the best place in Jamaica to be today at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, all distinguished, all looking lovely, good morning to you. Say good morning back now, man. Yes, because when you're now forward, and I raise the lighter, it's a vibe. It's a lovely vibe. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to address you as the Permanent Secretary with responsibility for entertainment and culture. And I say that my brother Permanent Secretary, Denzel Top, also gives his blessings and support for this event. So this ministry, as I am the PS, I'm very happy to address you. And as a new Permanent Secretary, I mark 6 months in the ministry on the 28th of January. So I am relatively new, but not new to government and not new to ministries. It takes some time, it does take some time to get to know all the players in the industry and the industry that I will serve. This ministry, as I indicated before, is what we call a super ministry. Super ministry because it has 4 portfolios and 2 permanent secretaries. Not only for the number of portfolio areas, as I indicated, but because portfolio areas are so significant to national and economic development. I saw yesterday that following on the heels of the One Love premiere in Kingston 2 weeks ago, that Julian Marley won a Grammy. Give him a round of applause. Give Julian a round of applause. This is a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. A big deal. It is a good day, as it signifies that even with the diversity of opinions about the future of reggae, we can celebrate a Reggae Month. This is Reggae Month, right? And Black History Month. Celebrating the Grammy win by Julian Marley. Celebrating today, the February 6th, as the birthday of the legendary Robert Nesta Marley. Celebrated on February 1, the birthday of Dennis Brown, the Crown Prince of Reggae. It is, ladies and gentlemen, a good day to be part of such a power ministry and a power industry. Today we are addressing crucial issues that often don't get airplay unless an artist is refused at the border or there is gross malfeasance by an artist. This series with the embassies and high commissions came through great advocacy, as I indicated, on behalf of our minister and by our principal director and the entertainment team here at our ministry. The sessions are intended to provide guidance to you and to give you a safe space to discuss with the embassies and high commissions the challenges you face when trying to work and ply your trade in countries abroad. So this is for you, those who are delivering the goods and making Jamaica proud, locally and internationally. As someone from an accounting and legal background, and with many years of public sector administrative experience, I know the need for us to have structures in place to facilitate legitimate business, and this is something that I've always championed. Without the foundation, you're not going to get the building right. If you ask somebody to build something for you, and they start to ask you about the roof, leave, run away, go somewhere else, because that person doesn't know what he's doing. The foundation is very important, and so we are building structures here today. And I'm aware that entertainment and creative practitioners often face challenges in navigating the visa application process, and often have others applying and representing them on visa matters. You know, you have your agents who do things for you, but I'm telling you that whatever anyone does on your behalf, ladies and gentlemen, it always comes back to you. You have to own it. All right? Yes. Yeah, man, clap. He's clapping. Clapping, that's true. Clapping. Yes. It means that the message has reached, because that is your experience. As a lawyer, people will come to me and say, counsel, prepare this for me. But when you have to sign it, it becomes your own. So I understand. So agency and advocacy does not mean that you are devoid of responsibility. So it becomes your responsibility. So it is therefore critical, ladies and gentlemen, to be in the know. And there's nothing that beats and expanse of knowledge. Always seek to expand your knowledge. Even if you think you know, try to know even more. I'm also aware that the visa process in some countries can pose significant barriers to those who have become the de facto cultural ambassadors of our nation. This not only hinders the free flow of artistic expression, but may also hamper cultural enrichment on a global scale. We want the Jamaican culture to be in every place. Everywhere we go, when we have sporting activities, we have what we call a Jamaica house to showcase the culture and the achievements of our people. And the statistics have shown, that Jamaicans are some of the most proud people anywhere you go in the world. And if you want the place to change, put a Jamaican there. I am telling you. So we're using these sessions to bridge the gap. And we want you to be honest, yet respectful in the discourses as we work together to make the process more inclusive and straightforward. We want things to be easier for you as your representatives, your government representatives, and your agent, may I say, in this process. Because that's what government should do, to facilitate, enrich, support, and ensure that you have the best outcomes that are possible. So today we welcome our Canadian High Commissioner, again, Her Excellency Emina Tudagowick. I hope I got it better this time. Well, been a good friend of the ministry, as well as a team from the High Commission. And I say, it is just great that at such short notice you can be here to really give the support to us. And I know that you will say that it's a mutually benefiting experience, because Canada wants the entertainment. Canada wants the sporting icons. This is money for Canada when our artists can go there and generate work and income and expand the Canadian economy. And we want that to happen so the remittances can come back to Jamaica to make this a better place for us to live, raise families, work, do business, right? Which is what is our goal, right? So it is good that you are here today. And I am proud and very happy to be speaking to you, and I'm happy to be in the ministry at this time when we have these great achievements. I wish for you all an informative and successful session as you navigate the systems and the processes, as you learn and be enhanced and empowered. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful session, right? You'll see me probably pop in and look now and again, right? And also, we look forward to our minister coming. She'll be more fiery than I am, right? She will come and light up the fire and burn the fire, all right? Enjoy. Have a wonderful session.
Thank you so much, P.S. Bernard. I have the supreme pleasure of introducing High Commissioner Emina Tudakovic. Her Excellency was appointed High Commissioner of Canada to Jamaica and the Bahamas in October 2020, and she is also Consul General with responsibility for trade and consular affairs for the Turks and Caicos and Cayman Islands. Her Excellency served in Ankara, Turkey, as the Area Director for Migration Programs in the Middle East, and so with High Commissioner's extensive background, you can understand that she also has an incredibly competent team who are here to answer all your questions. Prior to that, though, High Commissioner Tudakovic was responsible for a variety of portfolios at Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, including establishment of an employer liaison network and overseas operations for refugee resettlement, notably as lead overseas operational planner and director for Operation Syrian Refugee. The High Commissioner is a career Foreign Service officer. That means she's a career diplomat, and joined the Citizenship and Immigration in a long time ago, some years ago. Following her first posting in New Delhi in India, she worked on international migration policy in bilateral and multilateral contexts. She served in the Humanitarian Affairs section of Canada's permanent mission to the United Nations in Geneva between 2006 and 2010. And during that time, she served 2 terms on the UN's Refugee Agency's Executive Bureau as rapporteur. She has a Bachelor of Arts and a Master's from the University of British Columbia in Political Science. It is my supreme pleasure, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to welcome our High Commissioner for Canada in Jamaica, High Commissioner Emina Tudakovic.
Good morning, everybody. I have to say, she's getting my name so perfectly pronounced, I was starting to think it was a flex. Permanent Secretary Bernard, and actually the minister's not here yet, so good morning, everybody else. I'm very excited to be here, and I won't have a long presentation because I think what you really want to hear about is from my colleagues on visas. But I'm going to start a little bit about why migration matters to Canada. Because I'm sure as soon as you sometimes think about applying for a visa to Canada, you hear all these stories, you're thinking, oh my God, those Canadians. Right? I see some of you nodding, although you're all probably too polite. Migration is extremely important to Canada. Almost 25% of Canadians are migrants. I'm a migrant. I came to Canada as a baby. I was 6 months old. So in Canada, migration is something that has a long history. And it's something that Canadians in general have really, really strong support for. One of the reasons we have such strong support, actually, is because Canadians generally trust that our immigration system is fair and transparent and legal. So all these immigration forms and these rules are meant to instill confidence in the Canadian public. So just like in Jamaica, I mean, you started your municipal election campaigns, there's politics involved too in terms of public opinion and ensuring that there's ongoing support for immigration. So we have, we've got the permanent resident pathways, and last year we welcomed almost 400,000 persons to Canada to live there permanently. And if you immigrate to Canada permanently, you eventually can become a Canadian citizen. And then we've got the temporary pathways, which is where your entertainers and artists and visitors, students, business people go through. So it's really, really important for us that we manage the migration. So a lot of the questions you get, for example, in the forms are meant to ensure that anybody coming to Canada doesn't have a criminal record or doesn't have any, isn't going with a malintent, or they're not going to stay illegally, etc. So that's part of why it's such a job. However, we really do want people to come to Canada. And it's not just as you said, because there are some great Canadian artists, by the way. But, and you mentioned Jamaicans are proud people. You will not disagree with me with the fact that Jamaicans feel that we need more Jamaica in Canada, and Canadians also think we need more Jamaica in Canada. So we welcome your artists and your musicians, your performers, your sports people, as long as they're not beating us, our Canadians, to Canada. Because we do have, and Ms. McDaniel, yes, thank you, talked about our cultural ties. It's really a big deal, right? Almost everybody I meet has some ties to Canada. I meet even the most kind of random person, and they'll be like, oh, I've got a cousin in Toronto, or a sister-in-law in Alberta, or etc. And migration is also really important to Canada. The permanent secretary mentioned the amount of money that, for example, performers bring in, or workers. But we actually look at migration, it's very planned for us. We look at, our demographics. We're not having as many babies as we used to, so we bring in migrants. Our labor force needs migrants. For example, the seasonal agricultural workers, incredibly important to Canada. So we do want you to come, but it can be tough to go. And you guys do make mistakes, and this is a broad generalization, but people do make lots of mistakes when they apply here. And we really, so I really welcome this opportunity to be here and to have the team talk about, what do you need to apply to get a visa to Canada? So I'm just going to say some things. I'm going to echo some of the things you said, because I was like, oh, he got it from the last briefing. Excellent. And you'll hear it from my colleagues as well. So I was thinking, what is the few things I really, really want you to know about? The first is apply early and on time. It takes a long time. right? And there's a variety of reasons right now. A lot of it is under-resourcing and huge demand for visas to Canada, right? And the team works really, really hard. They've been excellent, thank you. But if you think you're going in the summer, for example, now, apply now, right? Don't leave it 2 weeks before and have shows booked and then have Minister Grange call me to try and figure it out. So apply early. You don't need to have something booked in Canada, right? Like a lot of people say to me, well, I don't have a show yet. Like, but you can apply in advance. You can apply and get a multiple entry visa. But if you do, then you have to demonstrate, you need to submit more documents, right? And they'll tell you a bit about what you need to submit. This is kind of a no-brainer, but lots of people make this mistake, and I've seen this throughout my career, which has been about just over 20 years, it's not that long. Complete the form, right? So if you go on the website, and please, please use the Government of Canada website if you're looking at forms, canada.ca, go to Visas and Immigration. Answer all the questions and provide all the documents. You know, just the other day I had someone sent me a message going, I can't believe my person was refused. It was just clearly your staff are like incompetent and dumb. And I was like, I don't think so. And they didn't submit anything basically with their application. Do you mean they were like, well, we're going to school here and we have lots of money. I'm like, well, how do we know you have lots of money? Like, we don't know you. So really, like, we only know you or your entertainer from their application. Right? I mean, there are some people that, you know, you can Google and go, okay, they're super famous, like they're probably fine. But those are the people that have had Canadian visas before, or they have US multiple entry visas and they've been to the UK. Because we all know we're not talking about like Shaggy, right? Like, so, because he can go. I'm still waiting to meet Shaggy, by the way. I keep on telling that to Minister Grange. One of the things I've always told people as well over the years, what is your story when you're applying? Again, think about it. They don't know you, right? So if you're someone that's just up and coming, right, and it's like you're a new agent, explain it, right? So explain why you're thinking of staying for a month in Canada. Like, maybe you've got one show, but you might have another. You can add an explanation to your application, right? So make sure you're well documented. Don't use unauthorized agents or consultants. Most of the travel agents in Jamaica should not be filling out your forms and being paid for it. Okay? They're making tons of mistakes. People are getting in trouble. And as Permanent Secretary Bernard said, you own the application, right? The person doing the application owns it. So if you sign it and they've forgotten something or lied about it, you're the person that's going to be in trouble. And, you know, I had this the other, you know, I think it was last year, someone's like, oh, it was like, you know, they told me I'm banned for Canada for 5 years. I'm like, well, you lied. And then when they asked you at interview about it, you lied again. And that's really bad, right? It's not a good thing. So really, please, you know, follow the rules. You know, make sure that you're following the instructions we give you. Excellent. I get to greet Minister Grange as well. Good morning. Hello. So just, I guess, I'm almost at the end because I know I wanted to leave time for my colleagues, but really welcoming, you know, you mentioned the collaboration with the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. It has been really good. One of the reasons we had volunteered to do this, and we had a similar smaller session a few months ago at the ministry, was because I have to say, Minister Grange is a fantastic minister. And I love hearing from her. But I know that she doesn't want to always send me WhatsApp messages or emails about visas, right? And it happens, and I don't mind. I really genuinely don't mind. But ideally, you should be applying through the regular channels and not have to be like, you know, oh my God, like there's a show in 2 days and we don't have a visa, or, you know, there's a group of 10 going and 2 of them don't have a visa, right? So there are channels that you should use. So really, really encouraging you to do things that way. I'm going to pause. Actually, I think just in conclusion, again, really, please take note of what's been said. Don't be shy about looking on our website. Our website is not the best website in the world. I think that's not a secret. But one of the reasons it's so big is because it has lots of information. So be patient, take your time. Like if you're regularly sending artists or entertainers of some kind to Canada, get yourself familiar with that webpage. You know, read the forms. get prepared, because it is actually possible. I mean, it is a lot of paperwork. Anytime you apply for any visa for anywhere, it takes a lot of paperwork. But, you know, please, we encourage you to follow those channels. So my colleagues will introduce themselves, but really glad you came here today. We certainly welcome your interest and your professionalism. And of course, we definitely want more Jamaica in Canada. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, High Commissioner Tudakovic. So what are the things that we learned? That migration matters to Canada, that approximately 25% of Canadians are migrants, and that there are pillars on which the Canadian visa and migration process is built on: fairness, transparency, and legality. There are other things that I will remind us of coming from High Commissioner's speech, but Minister Olivia Grange walked in as High Commissioner was presenting, and Minister Grange really needs no introduction, but I will introduce her nonetheless. It is our supreme pleasure to welcome Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, who is at the height of the election season, and this is the minister who, well, minister will be here until midnight. Minister will be up all hours of the night, and there's no young person in this room who can stay up later than Minister Grange and get work done. And so Minister Grange is an incredibly phenomenal woman. And I say this not because she's here, but because it is the truth. Because it really is the truth. I think the process of, COVID and just everything that happens in life and the uncertainty of life, I think, gives us an opportunity always to champion and to celebrate the people whom we have around us. And I want to, right now, really say how pleased I am to work with and honored I am to work with Minister Grange, and to work with Minister as in the portfolio of entertainment, where Minister will beat me over the head and all over. I take a whole lot of stripes in relation to entertainment because Minister knows entertainment. And so it is my pleasure, and please join me in welcoming the Honorable Minister Olivia Grange to the podium.
Thank you, Gillian. Thank you, PD, Principal Director. Well, High Commissioner, Her Excellency Emina Tudakovic, High Commissioner of Canada and Jamaica, I really want you to give High Commissioner a special round of applause. I WhatsApp her any time of the day, any hour of the night, and sometimes, surprisingly, even if it's late, she responds. And, you know, it's great to have such a relationship and understanding with High Commissioner. I just can't explain to you how good a relationship we have. Doesn't mean I can break the rules or she'll break the rules, you know. But she does facilitate, and we do appreciate it. We really do. And of course, I want to also acknowledge, is John Clark here? He's not here. But that's another John Clark. Give him a big round of applause. And just to acknowledge the other persons who are here with High Commissioner, I'm going to ask them to stand so you can recognize them and for you to acknowledge their presence. And they are two tough cookies, right? They know this thing inside out, and they do a very efficient job. Thank you so much. And they're members of the migration section of the Canadian High Commission. I also want to, of course, acknowledge Permanent Secretary Dean Roy Bernard. Some of you may not have had an opportunity to meet him, because I won't call him the new kid on the block, because he has been in this business a long time. I mean, he has come through the ranks in serving in so many different ways, from a constable of police to an accountant, an auditor, a permanent secretary, a lawyer. He's a well-rounded individual, well-suited for this ministry. And I am proud to say I have two men in my life in the ministry. I have two permanent secretaries, the only ministry to have two permanent secretaries. But we have 4 portfolios. And so the extra hands are needed. I want to welcome everyone from the music fraternity, members of the media, staff, everyone. Good morning. So I begin by saying, you spoke, we listened. A session of this nature is a long time coming. So I'm very pleased to announce the Visa and Immigration Symposium series, which will be held every Tuesday during Reggae Month. And for those, we're streaming live, we're on television live, and we're also on social media. And I just want to welcome you as well, and to say it is significant that the series begins on the commemoration of Bob Marley's birthday, or we would say is Earthstrong, as he's one of Jamaica's most significant entertainment and cultural icons. In fact, we have given the world a musical icon in Bob Marley. Tonight at Emancipation Park, we will celebrate him at the Bob Marley Tribute Concert as part of the Reggae Month activities. And the concert is being organized by the ministry through the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission in collaboration with the Marley family. Of course, during the course of the day, there are activities at the Bob Marley Museum. And after you have completed this session, you can always pass through there. And I look forward to seeing you tonight at Emancipation Park. I want you to know that we have full participation from the embassies and high commissions that manage movement of Jamaican entertainment practitioners across the world. In addition to the High Commission of Canada that will present today, we will welcome over the course of the month the British High Commission, the Embassy of the United States of America, the Embassy of Spain, the Embassy of the Kingdom of Belgium, and the Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany. In 2023, the ministry, through the Entertainment Policy Development Branch, facilitated 75 visa attestations, with more than 90% being to the United States and Canada. And this does not include those that come directly to me that I WhatsApp the High Commissioner about, right? But we want to make sure things are streamlined, so I don't have to get the message, and I don't have to WhatsApp the High Commissioner, but we have a streamlined operation here through the Entertainment Division. An additional 13 applications were from the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, that's the CSME. It is important, and if I say anything you don't know what it is, don't be afraid to ask questions. It is important to note that registration on the National Registry of Entertainment and Creative Industries is mandatory to access facilitation services, which are free and open to the industry. So the e-registry it exists in this ministry, and you should register. How many persons here are on the e-registry? Let me see your hands. So half the room not on the e-registry. Before they leave here today, we're going to lock the door, right? And make sure that you are losing out on a lot of things if you are not on the e-registry. Yes? Okay, so I'm going to ask Gillian to come up and explain what the e-registry is. Come on, Gillian. And the CSME.
Yes.
Just explain these things to them, right?
So the e-registry, entertainment registry, E short for entertainment registry, it is a platform to provide benefits to the entertainment and creative industry sector.
Interrupt you?
Yes, yes, Minister.
It is access on the internet. You can access it on the internet that will put you on a registry in the ministry. So when she say a platform, that's what she means.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Minister, for translating. So we will speak afterwards and we'll talk later about all of the benefits. So the benefits include, as Minister said in her speech, visa facilitation. It includes, and that is if you are traveling to Canada or to the United States or to the UK, we will write letters attesting to the fact that you are in fact an entertainer. But just let you know that
and in addition, you can tell them
we absolutely check that.
Trade.
And you receive tools of trade. So if you are a musician, for example, importing equipment, you get duty-free access. So you can bring in equipment if you're a production company. You're in the business of producing music and film, for example, you receive duty-free access for such equipment coming in. So that's just scratching the surface. There's so much more.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Gillian. And if we're giving out grants, you will get it if you're on the registry, right? So I guess this is our best kept secret. Wouldn't you agree? Right? How many of you know this? So we're going to ramp up our information program so that the sector, everybody in the sector knows what is available, what we do, how they should ensure that their business is organized in a way that they can access these opportunities. So it's mandatory for you to benefit. If you slip through the cracks when they call me directly, and I don't check the registry, but we do check the registry when you approach us for assistance. And if you're not on it, we don't turn you away, we just ensure that you get registered. It also helps us to provide data, because if we're able to show the numbers in the sector, if we're able to show the data, the success of what you do and what you bring into this country, then it puts me in a better position to ask for more support from government, from the Ministry of Finance, and from other entities for you. And in fact, we can do the attestation letter to say that you're really a musician or an artist or a songwriter. The registry is now 10 years old and has become more entrenched and is now being accepted as the mechanism to legitimize the work and authenticity of practitioners. In the early days, the Jamaica Federation of Musicians and Affiliated Artists provided that. I remember, as minister in the early days, I would have to do a letter, and the Jamaica Federation of Musicians would also have to do a letter that would be taken to the embassies to confirm that you are a musician or artist. So the National Registry or the e-registry will also be mandatory for persons accessing the newly launched Jamaica Screen Development Fund. So $1 billion is now available in a fund for you to make movies and documentaries and so on. And if you have a concept, you can in fact draw on the skills of others in the industry who will work with you to produce a product. If you're a songwriter and you get your songs used in the production, the film or the documentary, that earns you royalties. So what we're doing, we're bringing together the sector in a way where you can all benefit. Booking agents, artist managers, entertainment and cultural practitioners who deal with travel matters will today and for the next 3 weeks have the opportunity to gain first-hand knowledge of the visa and immigration regimes of our key partners. You will also learn more about travel within the region, which is also available to you as registered entertainment practitioners. And so the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade will present on travel within the CARICOM region, that's the Caribbean countries, and also how you can obtain a CARICOM skills certificate. Hope you're listening to what I'm saying. Members of the industry, this is your opportunity to ask questions of the embassy and the missions about biometric enrollment, the role and function of the Visa Application Center, VAC, and other areas. You should also use this opportunity to become fully informed about travel to and the work permit process in Canada, and how to put together a proper application. Not a hurry come up thing. You do a hurry come up one and you're bound to get turned down, right? And your cousin fill it out who don't understand and all that kind of thing. And your little brethren around the corner help you fill it out. It's recipe for being turned down, right? So you're going to hear and understand exactly what you have to do and how you have to do it. An application that is prepared in a timely manner, done properly, and answers the questions asked will be a pathway to success. So as minister, and certainly my permanent secretary, and the principal director for entertainment policy, we look forward to seeing you every Tuesday in February and to bring your friends. We'll put more chairs out. In fact, we have a larger space on the other side. But we want the managers to come out. We want the agents to be here. We want the artists to be here. We want you to fully understand so we can be more efficient. We have less no-shows abroad because you didn't get the visa on time. And you are able to better understand how to operate in a professional manner. So every Tuesday in February, and we will arrange other activities even after Reggae Month, like estate planning. You know, nobody wants to accept the fact that you're going to die. Not if it's not today, if it's not tomorrow, somewhere down the line, everybody's number is called. So let us face reality and do some planning so that when we go, our family is not torn apart because everybody have a different feeling and a different opinion, or I have to be called on to pass the hat to organize the funeral because there is no money or nobody wants to accept the responsibility. It is important. There are many well-established artists who pass on, and up to today, their estate is in dispute, while their children and their grandchildren having a hard time surviving. There is a lot of money out there in escrow, a lot of money sitting there for those who did not ensure that their publishing was properly registered, and they did not become a member of a performing rights society or JAMS, or JCAP, or any other such. So it is important that you understand these things and you are compliant, because it will ensure that you those who write songs, that's your pension. That is your pension, because even, you know, after the record not a hit, if it's played anywhere in the world, you're entitled to royalties if you're properly registered as a songwriter. And friend business don't work, you know. You go in the studio, you're a friend may build the rhythm, and the two of you write some lyrics, and you end up with you saying it's your song when your friend's supposed to get a piece of the action. Or if your friend's smarter than you, the friend go register it. And then when you realize it, it's not treated as a song which was done in collaboration, but one that becomes a dispute, and then the money is frozen and nobody gets anything. So it's important that you come to these seminars so you can have a good understanding of how to organize your career. So it is good to see all of you here. And I know you will leave with valuable information to help you to improve the process going forward. So blessings on Bob Marley Day, and just make and take all the opportunity you can. Exploit the opportunities that exist during this month. Blessings. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Minister Grange. Minister, I'm not sure if you're leaving. No? You're in and out, okay. Because I know that PS told me that you don't have the legacy of time today. Because you're going, yeah, right, you're making statements in Parliament. So, okay. All right, so without further ado, and the moment that you have been waiting for, you've been waiting to hear from members of the migration section. I'm here to welcome Jennifer Carlisle and Ruby Puri from the migration section of the Canadian High Commission. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome them.
Good morning, Honourable Minister Grange, Madam High Commissioner, Permanent Secretary Bernard, representatives of the Ministry of Culture, and representatives of the cultural industries and media and other guests. My name is Jennifer Carlisle, and I represent the Canadian Department of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada at the High Commission in the migration section. Today, my colleague Ruby and I would like to give you an overview of our temporary resident visa programs, to go over the requirements for visa applications, and to discuss some of the challenges we see with applications from entertainers and from sports teams as well. We welcome your questions at the end. However, please note that we're unable to answer questions that are case-specific or involve personal information. Okay. So to visit Canada, Jamaican passport holders require a temporary resident visa issued by Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada. We also process study permit applications for those who wish to study in Canada, as well as work permit applications for individuals who intend to work in Canada. There are several exemptions to the requirement for a work permit to work in Canada. In these cases, Jamaican citizens require a temporary resident visa, also known as a visitor visa. Included in the work permit exemptions are foreign-based musical and theatrical performers and groups and their essential crew working in Canada for a limited time engagement where no employment relationship with a Canadian employer is created. So most performers will fall under this exemption. Also, foreign nationals may participate in sports activities or events in Canada without a work permit as athletes, coaches, or trainers, either as individual participants, members of professional or amateur foreign-based teams, or members of Canadian amateur teams. Visas may be limited to duration of the event or issued for a longer period of time for repeat events, depending on the supporting documentation included with the visa application. And note that work permits are required for certain entertainers, usually where there's a long-term contract in Canada. For example, an actor in a Canadian film production, or where a musician is hired to perform at a venue on a regular basis over a period of time.
Okay, so on the screen are the application steps. There are 3 main steps to apply for a temporary resident visa. First is to make an application online. There must be 1 application for each traveler, and the application must be made online. Secondly is the biometrics enrollment if required. And thirdly, we ask that applicants monitor their online Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada account for communications from us. We will communicate with the applicant through the online system for any requests for further information or to request the passport for visa issuance when ready. We do not contact applicants via email or telephone except in urgent situations. All right. The fees are on this screen. To submit the visa application, the application fees and the biometric fees, if biometrics needs to be enrolled, will need to be paid online and included with the application at the time of the application. So a bit more about biometrics. After submitting the application online, the applicant will receive a biometric information letter or a bill through the IRCC online system if their biometrics have not already been enrolled within the last 10 years, and if they are between the ages of 14 and 79. The biometrics information letter will give applicants links that will allow them to locate the nearest Canada Visa Application Centre, or what we call a VAC. Here in Jamaica, there is 1 VAC in Kingston and 1 in Montego Bay. Applicants should use the center's website to make an appointment. You do need an appointment before you go to the VAC. Biometrics appointments are normally available within a week. If an applicant is in the US or its territories, applicants may choose to go to a US Citizenship and Immigration Services Application Support Center, or USASC, to enroll biometrics. And again, you would go online and make an appointment before you go. All right. So now we'll go over in a little bit more detail what documents are required with your application. So there are a number of documents that should accompany the online application. First, a completed application form or dynamic e-application form must include the applicant's phone number, email address, and complete 10-year employment history without gaps. There are a series of statutory questions. All of these must be answered truthfully and completely, or the applicant may be refused for misrepresentation. The purpose of travel must be clear and precise on the application. To substantiate the purpose of travel, we require an invitation with a description of the event, and promotional material should also be included. If the event is booked, proof of available funds to support the artists and entourage are required, including a copy of the performance contract between the host in Canada and the artists. All the contracts should be signed, include the date and time of the upcoming event, the event's name, the artist's name, the alias or stage name, because sometimes we don't know, the payment amount, the venue, clear terms of reference, and a list of the team members that are traveling with the main artists and their roles. Sometimes it's not very apparent who is doing what in the group. For the artist's entourage, we request an employment letter or contract from either the local management agency, the artist, or the artist's manager. Letters should include, again, the event itinerary, the name of the employee, the role of the individual in the performance at the particular event. Letters should also specify who will be responsible for all expenses related to the trip. If a longer-term visa is desired, applicants should include their personal financial information consisting of bank statements and proof of income and employment. Again, as the High Commissioner said, give us the whole picture. Finally, a copy of the family information form, the passport biographical page, and a digital photograph will also need to be uploaded with the application. So that's for entertainers. For athletes, the list of required documentation is similar. For the purpose of travel, the invitation from the host organization should confirm that the team or the individual is registered to participate in the event in Canada. The invitation should include the team's name, event dates, and the details of the event. For the letter from local organizations or the team manager, this letter should confirm the list of participants for the event and again the role of each team member for everyone who is going. This letter should also specify who will be responsible for all expenses related to the trip. If the sports team consists of minor children, we must have the children's birth certificates and a letter of authorization to travel from both parents, accompanied by the parents' identification. If the parents are accompanying the team, they will need to provide evidence that they have the income and savings to support themselves while in Canada, ideally 3 months of bank statements and proof of income and employment. Often, the migration section, we receive lists of athletes for prioritizations. These lists should include the visa application file numbers and should list, again, everyone who is going, and ideally should separate the parents from the athletes. That will speed up the process.
So another important documentation is the use of representative form. So under the Privacy Act of Canada, we cannot release personal information about an applicant to another individual unless the applicant has authorized the release of that information. So there are two forms that can be included with the application. The first, as I mentioned, the use of representative form, and then there's another one called the authority to release information to a designated individual form. So if a performer has a manager, an administrative assistant, or an employee for a team helping with submitting applications, the use of representative form is essential. So this form allows the designated representative to conduct business with the migration section on behalf of the applicant. This form is mandatory, and an application where a third party is involved but not declared could be refused for misrepresentation, which carries a ban of 5 years to Canada. Note that if the representative is paid for their service, so if you're going to a third party outside of your organization and you're paying them to fill out applications, the representative must be authorized, which means either a consultant who is a member in good standing of the Canadian the College of Immigration and Citizen Consultants in Canada, a lawyer who is a member of good standing of a Canadian provincial or territorial law society, or a notaire from the Chambre des Notaires du Québec. So travel agents are not authorized representatives and should not be paid to complete your applications. So if a manager or an admin assistant or other employee is requesting only a status update of an application, in this case, an authority to release information form is sufficient. We will continue to communicate with the applicant about document requests or to request the passport. So this second documentation is a little bit limited in its scope, and it only allows us to give certain information to the third party. So now I'm going to go over some of the challenges that we have with these applications. First of all, and it was mentioned earlier today, incomplete applications. So applications should be complete. We need the email address, we need the phone number, we need the full employment history of the individual, and we need the supporting documentation. We generally do not request documents, and as a result, incomplete applications end up getting refused. Last-minute applications are a huge issue. Please apply well in advance. So currently, unfortunately, the migration section is processing applications from October. We've had about 100% increase in applications in the last year. So do get your applications in as soon as possible. Also, submit passports at the Canada Visa Application Centre as soon as the migration section requests them, because that takes a few days as well to get your visa and your passport back to you. Please flag urgent cases by email using the web form that is available on the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada website where the application was submitted. And also for urgent cases, please plan for at least 3 working days when submitting passports to the Visa Application Center. All too often, we're trying to get passports out on a Friday morning, and we have a compressed work week, so we don't work Friday afternoons except in very special cases. The user representative form must be completed and signed by the applicant for persons who will be contacting the migration on their behalf. As I mentioned, status inquiries should be sent by the web form, and we do not respond to inquiries from third parties without the user representative form or the delegation to release personal information form. Nor do we respond to clients who are emailing from an address which is not the address that they've declared on their application, because we, in fact, do not know that that is the client. In addition, unauthorized representatives must not be used to complete and submit the visa application, and applicants must ensure that all the information submitted on their behalf is true. If we find that there's information that is not true in the application and we send a letter giving you the applicant the chance to respond to that information, claiming that a representative made an error in the application is not a sufficient justification to counter concerns of misrepresentation. And on that note, we've had some issues with add-on applicants. So we have seen groups where individuals, often unknown to the main artist or group, have been added to an entourage by the representative. And this has resulted in the whole group being refused for misrepresentation, which means they cannot travel to Canada for 5 years. Additional challenge in the caseload is criminality. If an applicant has any arrests or convictions, including expunged or spent convictions, expedited removals or deportations, they should include police certificates, including FBI certificates if relevant, and court documents with the application to allow us to determine if the applicant is admissible to Canada. We do have a mechanism to overcome some criminality through temporary resident permits. A temporary resident permit allows, if issued, an applicant to enter Canada for a limited time if the need to enter Canada outweighs the risks to Canadian society. So if a person thinks that they might need a temporary resident permit, the applicant should upload the permit fee, request consideration for a permit, and submit supporting documents including police certificates and court documents. The applicant must also demonstrate that their reason for entering Canada outweighs the risks. So that might include documentation that pertains to the economic value of this trip to Canada, as well as documentation pertaining to the applicant's criminal rehabilitation, so that their documentation that demonstrates that they're not at risk of reoffending while they're in Canada. So thank you for listening to our presentation. I'd like to invite you to ask your questions now, and I just want you to keep in mind that unfortunately we cannot respond to personal information and case-specific inquiries. Yes.
Mic check 1 2. Greetings everyone inside the house today. My name is Peter Metro. Everybody inside the house know me. I must say thumbs up to Miss Grange for this platform. And I say it all the while. Since we have gained independence, the best Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mrs. Grange. Thumbs up for her. And I must say, Her Excellent Miss Emilia Tudakovic, and all staff from the Canadian Embassy. My name is Peter Metro, well known in Jamaica. I commit an offense maybe 38 years ago. 38 years ago. And up till today, it aren't Peter Metro. It aren't my career. And to be frank, let me explain. In the early 80s, the security system in Jamaica was very poor in terms of like getting a passport or something like that. And to be frank with you, I went to the US Embassy and with my real name, and I never get no visa. So I go and get a passport with a different name, and I got visa. So when I got that visa, I went on tour, right? But in the visa, when I look, I see, oh, Canada as well. So we go ahead with the tour, and when I came back from abroad and went back to the embassy now to renew this visa, they say, oh no, you're not this guy. You are not the named in the passport. And it was taken from me, you know, and I was charged $200 at that time and, you know, 14 days in jail or something like that. So I was convicted, and, you know, since then, I got rehabilitated. I got my police record to expunge 38 years ago. Because the Canadian Embassy asked me to get expungement from that long time. I never commit an offense in America, England, Canada, Jamaica. My police record is clean. But somehow, since then, I have a problem. In 2012, I got visa, go to Canada, come back. And since then, 2012, maybe I apply around 3 times after that. And I was denied. They said, oh, you were removed from England and you never put it on the form. I said, well, I filled out the form just like I did in 2012. I never get removed from England. They said I failed to cooperate with the immigration officer in England. And they said, you know what? I want you to stay 3 days before we make a decision if we're going to give you entry. Because at that time, I have a valid 5-year England visa. So I said to them, I'm not going to wait for 3 days. Put me on the next flight and send me back to Jamaica. And the guy said, you sure? And I said, yes, I want to go back. And I came back. Well, since then, I applied to your embassy and I got denied. Apply again, I got denied. 3 months ago, I applied. Little John, Peter, Metro, and so on. Little John get and everyone get. I never get any visa. So I was wondering why I never get the visa, because they never sent me an email saying that you were denied because of this or that. I'm just in limbo, you know. But as I said, I lay my cards on the table, and if so be the case that the Canadian Embassy used this against me, I'm asking for mercy for 38 years ago. 38 years ago. Minister Grange, I'll leave it in your hand. Mrs. Daniel, I'll leave it in your hand. Mrs. Mrs. Emilia,
I can try.
38 years ago, it aren't in Peter Metro until today. If you go on your phone and put in Peter Metro, boom, so many things pop up. So thank you very much, and I hope you consider mercy for Peter Metro. All right?
I'll just make a few comments. Criminality assessments are very, very complicated. The more information you provide us, the better. The expungement is an important piece. So the more information we have, then we can make an assessment. If you are still considered inadmissible at that time, a temporary resident permit may be an option. In particular, since you're not convicted of a violent crime, you've now stood up here. I don't think you can get away with a fake passport again. We all know you now.
One more question. Does American resident or American citizen need a work permit to perform in Canada? One asked me, an entertainer asked me to ask if they need a work permit. Once he's American citizen or resident, if you need a work permit to go and perform in Canada.
So American citizens are visa exempt. So if you fall under the work permit exemption, then you do not need anything to go to Canada to perform. If you do require a work permit, so if you're engaging in a longer-term contract in Canada, then yes, American citizens do require work permits.
Good afternoon, all protocol observers. My name is Netoya Anderson. I'm a Commissioner of Oath in the province of Ontario, and I'm also a regulated Canadian immigration consultant working in Canada and Jamaica, and artist management also. All right, so my question today is simple. We're trying to find an email contact which is workable, that when we send an email, we are able to get a response, hopefully within 6 months. As when we send the emails, they are taking a very long time. We have sent the web form, and those actually take about 6 months. I remember previously the commissioner states that you're understaffed, I'm assuming, so it takes a bit longer. If we're able to get a workable email, that would do us very well.
There was a period of time that the web forms were taking about a month to come to the High Commission. I believe we are caught up now, and they are transferred within 5 days. We do have a standard of 30 days to respond to emails, though we do have a triaging system to identify urgent cases.
We don't necessarily always respond to every single email. So sometimes if it's an email inquiry on just a status inquiry, and the application is within the processing service standard, then we will send, there is an auto reply, and so there's a lot of information there. But we do have a team of a client service unit, and we do look at each and every individual email, and we reply. Sometimes we're getting repeat inquiries on the same case, and if we've already responded, we may not respond again if the case is a complicated case, if it's still being reviewed. So it really is case by case, but we do have a team dedicated to our inbox, and the best way to contact us, honestly, is through the web form, because the web form forces you to put identifiers, because you would not believe how many emails we get that are, my name is Steve, I applied, can I have a status update? And we have no idea who the person is, even what the file number is. So if you use the web form, it will help to give us all the information we need, and the email will be triaged appropriately.
So the main reason, Ruby, is we have made contact with IRCC in Canada to find out where sometimes the cases are, because the processing time, if stated on the website, 15 weeks or 2 months or 6 months, and they are requesting that we contact the local office. We have the web form that we have submitted, and these are when cases are outside of the regular processing time without getting a response. Right. So we have sent web form every month, every 2 months, without getting an update. We have also sent email to the email address that we have. And when the clients are looking for a response and they're outside of the processing time, it is maybe a little bit fair for us to get at least a response so we can communicate with the client who are paying for these services.
No, for sure.
Thanks.
And one last, we do strive to respond. We do look at every single email. We do strive to respond within a service standard. It's just sometimes there are case-specific things, or there's not another update to provide. One thing, though, we will not respond to someone who is not an authorized rep or the applicant themselves. So we do receive, particularly for entertainers, we do receive a lot of inquiries from travel agents or other third parties, and we don't know who they are. So as much as possible, we send them a privacy response saying, due to privacy concerns, we cannot respond. So if anyone is emailing us, please do make sure that you are authorized to make an inquiry on that file.
Hi, my name is Sandra Grant. One of the questions that was termed earlier is apply early and apply on time. What is early?
Early is 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically if somebody has a show to do and they say 3 months, it's not going to happen.
Send us a web form and flag that the performance is coming, please.
All right, no problem.
Because I understand that sometimes performances are not planned 6 months in advance. Yeah. It's, yes. But please don't wait till the last week.
that just is the reality. We have the resources we have. We don't control intake. We have seen a very significant increase in the number of TRV, temporary resident visa applications we've received. So we, again, if the event is coming up and you haven't heard, please send us an email via the web form. It should be the applicant or the authorized representative emailing us. We do check where the email is coming from and flag it as urgent, and we will action it accordingly.
Thanks for that. So my name is Curie Davis. I'm an RCIC. And one of the questions I have is around temporary resident permits. You may, of course, see applications with applicants who are entertainers who may have had previous, whether it's minor, whether it's ganja possession, going way back, and then they have a show coming up. What, in terms of the time that it would take for you to review, I know it's very complicated, but how many months in advance do you recommend for submitting, for example, because we may not know if it should be a regular visa or a TRP, depending on, you have to go through all the case law and so forth. How many months before do you recommend applying for, say, a TRP so that that can be reviewed and then maybe that they can go ahead and do the show possibly?
Yeah, each case is different. Some cases, the criminality that we have to assess is more complicated. In some cases, we may need to request FBI certificates. Those can take time. I would just say, to apply as early as possible, to gather your documents and apply as early as possible. And when you're making the application, to include all of the documents Jennifer already mentioned, so police certificates, any court documents, if there has been expungement, all of that, whatever you can provide up front will help speed up the process.
And if some of the criminality is quite old, and we do have a mechanism called rehabilitation that removes the criminality and admissibility altogether. The processing times are no longer for that, but that is an option for performers that expect to be going to Canada more than once and have this issue to deal with.
Okay, but the challenge with that is that should the entertainer apply if they don't have a show, like for example for a regular visa, to kind of preempt some of those issues so that if they do have a show coming up, because that could take 9 months, 6-9 months to kind of go through rehabilitation. Instead of doing it maybe for the show, but maybe do it before if they're going up for a regular visitor visa, so that that can be cleared up beforehand, perhaps.
So there's a little bit different emphasis on a temporary resident permit than the rehabilitation. So rehabilitation just looks at the rehabilitation factors of the individual. A temporary resident permit balances the risks versus the benefits. So in the short term, you would want to go for the permit because we can process those quicker, but you need to demonstrate that you have the show, it's of value to Canada to let you in, despite being inadmissible. But rehab just looks at the criminality and the rehabilitation factors and then decides whether the criminality is no longer relevant.
My question. Okay, my name is Dan Thompson. I work with Headline Entertainment and I do local travel logistics for a few artists. I also have a certificate in travel agency. I was listening to you carefully about the IRCC agents, and a couple of us have tried to register as an IRCC agent. We tried to do the course. We were told that we have to be Canadian. We were also told, no, you don't have to be Canadian, but you have to work with another IRCC. So it has been attacked. It has been, difficult for us to try and, be regulated and be within the whole process of getting things done for artists. Because most of the artists, they don't fill out their own forms. They don't fill out their own forms. We try to assist them with their contracts. We try to assist them with their flights, their hotel, speaking with the promoters. So it's like we offer them a package, you understand? But then it has been challenging because when we send in applications, we don't get answers. Some persons, we don't hear anything at all. You know, and then sometimes it takes like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 months when the show has passed, when the promoter gets irritated because he's lost money. He has bought tickets, he has paid for his venue, and then the artists get irritated because the artists wondering what have they done wrong, and some of these artists have really not done anything wrong. They follow the rules, they fill out the forms clearly, we assist them, and you know, they tell the truth, and nothing still has happened. So what I want to know is where can we go, or where can we meet to allow travel agents and other persons to assist artists mainly to do their applications?
It's complicated. You can act as an unpaid representative and not be an authorized representative. You still have to complete the form, but you can't offer that as a paid service if you don't have the authorization, in which case you would have to work with an authorized rep. You have any other suggestions?
With regards to the College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants, that is a third party, a regulatory body. It's independent from IRCC, and so I can't speak much for it. But other than that, I would say I would contact them because they are the avenue for. So it's called College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants, CICC. It used to be ICCRC. It's changed names a few times. But if you go on the IRCC website, you can find their website, and I would contact them again, and hopefully you can maybe speak to somebody, but that they would have the best information on the process to get regulated or registered.
Hi, how are you? My name is Mike. I represent entertainment company from Canada called Lifeline Entertainment. So my question for you guys is, years and years now I've been in this business, and this is pertaining to artist entertainment visas. So we're not getting response for an artist sometimes until a day before the show, 2 days before the show. And as some other people have expressed, it gets a little hard sometimes, also financially costing. A promoter abroad will be taking 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to promote their show, and we're not hearing an answer until maybe the day before. Even if it's a tour, because I have experienced many years doing long-term tours where we'll be abroad for a month or even longer than that, we're still not getting an answer until a day or two before. So I guess my question is, what's the proper way to do it? How can we ensure an artist gets a visa on time? This is a major issue. This is costing promoters a lot of money in Canada. This is also costing the artist a lot of damage. If an artist plans to take a month off of work for tour, and then he's not known until the day of that he can't travel, that's a month off of no bookings. That's a lot of money lost to a promoter in Canada across the board for the whole tour. How do we fix this? And this is an issue that has been going back many, many years. I can count back 5, 10, 15 years I've been in this business. How do we fix that? What's the proper way? Because I've heard you say many times, apply the right way, apply the proper way. Well, I can assure that we've done that multiple times, and we're still not hearing until the last day. That's just not fair. It's not fair on both sides. So that's my question for you guys today. How do we fix that? How do we go about it? Or maybe we're doing something wrong. If I am, please correct it and let me know how to go about it the right way. Please and thank you.
So we don't have a list of artists and their travel dates and plan it to just the last day. What happens often is we get an email inquiry. It takes a few days for it to go through our client service unit. It comes to us. And then we have 5 days until the performance. So the earlier that we get notice that there's this application pending, because otherwise, unfortunately, our processing times are 5
Okay.
5 to 6 months.
Sorry
so
to
if it's
interrupt,
within,
but it's not really running like that.
no.
Right? Because I've put in applications 6 months in advance and I don't hear an answer till the day before my show. I put in applications 1 month in advance. Right? I'll give you an example. Everybody's familiar with the sound system Copper Shot. I put in their visa 8 months ago. 8 months ago for a show that was 3 months past that, and I heard back last week with an approval. I have no more shows for them. And on top of that, we're also damaging the artist's name now. You know how many Canadian promoters abroad are afraid to book artists? Because it's always a question in our mind. Are they going to come? Are they going to show up? Are they going to get into the country? All these things need to stop and need to change. How do we do better? How do we do it for the culture? Because that's what we say, right?
I was whispering with the minister, and I'm going to step in and use the High Commissioner's privilege on this. So, look, we don't want you to be in these situations either, right? It's very frustrating. I think Jennifer mentioned we find out on a Thursday that someone has to fly on a Saturday, so I have to have staff work overtime on a Friday to do the visa. And I have to say, I know people get frustrated, but most of the time we still get it right, even if it's frustrating. We really, really try. Wait, no, let me finish, please. Thank you. So what we're saying to you is, if you go on the website, the processing times are long. We're telling you right now they are long. So if you apply, let's say now, and you have an artist doing shows in July or August, as soon as you apply, fill out the web form, provide all the documentation, give the travel date, right? That will help facilitate the information sharing. Make sure as well you're registered with the Ministry of Gender, Culture, Entertainment and Sport, because they can also flag it, especially for, known acts, things that are benefit to Canada, Jamaica. So really, information is part of the process, right? So it doesn't mean that it's always going to work seamlessly. It's not our intention. We're certainly not trying to do them last minute, but I think really it's just making sure that the communication's done and everything's done well. Often as well, just getting back to that issue of the ones that take longer, right? They do take longer because often they're complicated, right? A lot of entertainers, Peter Metro mentioned the issues you had, but people have had convictions. We see these cases, they will take longer. So if you're going to have to encourage your artists to be upfront with you when they're applying. So they tell you, right? Look, Gunga is legal in Canada. We're not hung up about it. So please encourage people to disclose these things. But if someone has that, you're not going to get a visa right away if it's their first time. So really, you have to manage expectations too and be realistic and say, look, never been to Canada, has a previous conviction in the US, has been deported from the UK. They're not going to get a visa within the same service standard. You're going to have to look longer than that. So, yeah.
No, thank you. I 100% understand what's being said today, but I just want to say that we are doing these things and the outcome is not happening. Sometimes, like I said, with my situation with Copper Shot, this was 8 months. And we clearly submitted everything. We even bought plane tickets and submitted plane tickets with that. So I guess I just want to know how to fix it. Is there a way to fix it, or is just the process is just slow? Because I see what you're saying, but I'm not getting a direct answer. Or maybe we don't have an answer for that, and that's something that everybody needs to do to try to make it better for entertainment. Thank you for your time today, though, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I will just add to the High Commissioner's comments. We 100% want to work with you. We also don't want to be processing at the last minute. We wish we did not have such a backlog, but we don't control the intake. And the delays right now, the processing time is not just for entertainers, it's for every single temporary resident visa application. So if people wanting to go for weddings, for family reunions, for all sorts of reasons, there are delays. So that's number one. Unfortunately, there are delays, but we almost every Friday afternoon, we are working to try to get people on the plane for the weekend. Whether it's people going for shows, whether it's people going for funerals. We do expedite cases when it's warranted. So again, same message, apply early, flag to us when it becomes urgent or before it even becomes urgent. But the other thing I will go back to is when we talked about documentation, a good portion of the applications are not well documented. So, I'm sure everyone in here is doing their best, but when we say, we went over the list of documents that we like to see, more often than not, we're not seeing all of those documents. We will see we often don't know who in the group is going for what. There's most of the time, there's very little information about the entourage. There's very little supporting documents for the various entourage members. In terms of funds, often there is maybe a bank statement for a promoter, and that's all we're getting. So that is also a challenge. So that's where we'll ask you to please, take note of what we've gone over today. The more complete the application is, the easier it will be for us to process.
I just wanted to make the point that if you follow the rules and the guidelines and there is a delay, once you're registered here on the e-registry, you can contact the ministry and we will assist with the process. And I cannot emphasize this enough. The music business and the music sector has been very informal. You operate in an informal way and you operate in a very ad hoc manner. And you only come to me and the ministry when you have a problem. Come to us before you have a problem. We have an e-registry. We want all of you to be registered. And you send your application in, we can assist with the process. I'm not saying the process that exists is perfect. But sometimes your application goes in and there, as was explained, not enough information. Or there may be queries. So get yourself on the e-registry, and if you have a problem, you reach out to us and we will see how we can facilitate the process.
That's what my colleague is saying. The solution to the problem is not far-fetched. We've been doing this we've been working with the embassy for a number of years. From when we had person we go directly to give the application, and then we were told to come after 2 o'clock. But because of technology, the narrative and everything have changed. And for example, there is a form at the VAC center that says expedite. What I would suggest is that after we complete the application form, we can print off and send along with the form and drop it off at the VAC center to say expedite, because there is a form there for that. And so the problem we're having here on our council and the embassy, there are persons within the music fraternity that assist artists over the years and know what to do and complete the application form on time. But what have happened is that on the output end, there are persons in Canada, because of an artist who pops up, all of a sudden everybody wants that artist. And they don't understand how the process works because they have a privileged passport. They don't understand that Jamaica is not a supermarket. You call in and you can get it. So even with regards to doing things ahead of time, we have a problem with that. For example, everybody in the room here know me who is in the music fraternity, know that myself, Diane, June, we assist artists for a number of years. And the point that I'm making, we don't just fill out application form. There was a big problem in Jamaica, and we have to talk the things. A lot of promoters in Canada were sending money directly to the artists and the manager. And what ended up happening, when showtime, they don't go into the embassy because they didn't fill up the form. What started to happen here, Madam Ambassador, is that people in Canada now were saying that we want somebody to be accountable. So we send them all the information and prepare to get the artist up to, and sometimes they ask us to travel with the artist to ensure that the artist comes up. What have happened? The human element have been moved out of this thing because we had somebody at the embassy that we used to talk to, we can relate to, we can call them up and say, all right, this is a show, right? In 2013, when we were moving to biometric, they call us in, the embassy called us in, tell us how the biometric work. At the VAC Center, we as representatives within the music fraternity when we go to the VAC Center, they tell us, okay, how many groups you have? Prepare us for the day. How many groups you have? And they give us a time to say, come in. And we work with that. And so the artists and the entourage come in, do their biometric and leave. And then we were the one who keep in touch with the embassy. It has been established within the music fraternity because they're not going to the travel agent. They want privacy. They want to know that they have somebody who are accountable. One of the things I've suggested to promoters overseas, do not give us the 50%, give us 10% to retain the artist, and when we get the visa, he get the next 40%, and when he arrive in Canada, he get the 50%. It's working. And so the point is that everything can work, but the human element, I've been taken out of it. And I'm glad, Minister, it takes 16 years from 2008 to have this dialogue, for us to sit down, because the problem can be solved. It's not far-fetched. I can openly say that my visa was cancelled because your office said that I am an agent that is not licensed.
All right, Teddy, easy. Teddy. All right, listen now. Canadian immigration, and by the way, Her Excellency is a High Commissioner, not an ambassador. Right? Canada has a High Commissioner in Jamaica. US has an ambassador in Jamaica. And I'm just saying that so you understand, right? Immigration, every country has its own immigration rules. You have to abide by it. So this presentation today is to let you understand what their rules are and how to work with it. But they recognize that there need to be better communication, better working relationship, that you have some genuine concerns. And they have some genuine concerns. But to be an agent, you have to be registered. You have to be a registered agent. Teddy, me boss you. All right? Me boss you. I'm sorry. High Commissioner, what I mean is, I mentored him. And Teddy is very resourceful, and he was able to assist a lot of artists. But Teddy is not a registered agent. Now, as I said earlier, your brethren help you fill out a form, or somebody you believe in, or somebody you trust, or somebody you feel understand what to do. But if that person is not a registered agent, especially now, they have tightened up, because Teddy know a lot of things we could do in the past. We can't do it now. Everything is being more structured. Everybody, immigration getting tighter. Since 9/11, it has changed a lot.
With all due respect, Minister, the registered agent, the IRCCA, they focus on immigration policies.
Hear me what I'm saying, Teddy. We are here to solve the problem. We're not here to go back 100 years, right? How are we going to solve the problem? We need to understand what we are being told. They took the time to come and explain it to us. It's for us now to say how we're going to work with it.
Hello.
Because they're only representatives, them can't go change Canada immigration law, right? So the important thing is this, is to have a full understanding of what they're saying you need to do. And I know that when you send your application in and you're waiting, and you can come to this ministry. We help to facilitate the process. We're not agents, but we are the ministry. We represent a government, and government to government can talk. And so, if you have a problem, first become a part of the structure that we have here by being on the e-registry. Because if you're not on the e-registry, we don't know that you're a bona fide member of the industry. So you send in the application, even maybe before you even realize you may have a problem, just let us know. Just let us know so we can give the High Commission a heads up that an application is coming in from Coppershot, or an application is coming in from Manevia Valiant, right? Or an application is coming in from a particular, just let us know, and then we will do what we can from our, we're not saying we are 100% can guarantee anything, you know. But sometimes just us reaching out, we may get the feedback. By the way, the form is not completed properly. We need to know exactly the members of the entourage, who is doing what. Some little information that you may not think is important that may have been missing. So this session is supposed to go forward. Right? And I understand what Teddy is saying, and I understand what you're saying. But let's see how we're going to go forward. Let's see how we're going to deal with it going forward.
All right. So,
and therefore, if you are a good friend and you know the business, but you're not a registered agent, you can go on the website. I think there are 2. Huh? The registered agents, you can go on the website. And the registered agents will deal with the work permits. They don't just deal with me want to go live in Canada. You understand? But let us just see how we're going to work it through. This is the start of working it through. Okay? Right.
All right. So give me 1 second to say this. And I'm talking from personal experience. Something that could have been done. 2 times. I did it. I went to New York with the documents from Canada that they put it in Jamaica and tell them I am a different artist and say, we have an emergency to go to a music festival. They say, no, it's not there. I say, look at the paper and show me that it's not there. And they look at the paper in the consent and it was there. And I did it 2 times and I got through in 2-3 days in New York and got back the visa. Even in a holiday, one day it was a holiday and the embassy was closed and they still say I should go and pick it up from the security guard with the visa in it. Even though they didn't give me a guarantee that they was going to give me, but they did give me 2 times in 2 days or 3 days. And I'm talking from personal experience. I wonder if we could get that in Jamaica, that we have emergency for music, like that sometime when we have a festival and the show is going to be late and we can go there in emergency, because it is done in New York, so it should be able to be done in Jamaica too.
So I'll just answer that one briefly, and I'm happy at the end to talk a little bit also about the whole client service element. But I agree actually with Minister Grange. I think we want to go forward. The days when I first joined the government, my first job was as a visa officer in New Delhi, and frankly, the volumes and stuff here are nothing compared to what it was in India. The issue is that the government has adapted in order to deliver a service which they couldn't continue given the demand, right? So we are actually in a good spot. We do many, many more visas than we've ever done before. And the volume has doubled this year. The amount of Jamaican visas has doubled, right? And our staff has not doubled, right? And all the things you guys have had to do with, like, it's anyway, so I'm not going to linger on that, but just to your question about emergency visas, that's what we're ending up doing all the time, right? Is we hear about a case or we hear about a client or a music group with 2 days notice, and often they've applied maybe a month ago, but usually it's 2 weeks ago. And also, just to be really frank, we see documentation that shows that they had the show registered 4 or 5 months ago. People really do apply last minute. So really what we're asking is for you to help us, because it's a lot of work to go through a visa application and do all that processing time all that processing, and the documents are just not there. Like, they were very diplomatic when they were talking about stuff that you should have on there, but what they weren't saying is that there's not stuff on the applications, right? You'll have an application for 10 people, right? Only one of them is an artist that you could even find, like, online, right? They're going to some club in, like, a really backwoods of Canada. Do you know what I mean? Like, the promoter also has no issue. Like, that's what we see. Right? Or in that 10, you'll have 2 who've never traveled, and 1 is criminality, right? So just on the criminality, like, you know, part of this is the safety and security of Canada. They also look for things like people smuggling, trafficking in persons. There are issues, I'm sure you're familiar with that, where people get smuggled or trafficked into Canada into undesirable situations, including the US. You know, sometimes you see young women attached to an application, and you're wondering, you know, so there is a reason there's a diligence, right? We're not just being perverse. So we just really wanted to underscore that. But the reason we're here is because we want this to work better. Like, your job is much easier as a migration officer when you can just issue the visa. And that's what we like to do. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Andrea Wright, Delcita, actress. All right, so one of the things I have always been traveling to Canada, thank you so much. And I am thinking that with theater, Minister Grange, is a small amount of us. We can hold on about one hand, right? So basically, when we have a production, most times you can see that there's a production out there. I was very surprised last year when I applied. I asked for your intervention as well. When my team, some of my team members, some of my actors were turned on, because usually it's a 1, 2, 3 process for me. You know, I have this joke which I say, if you're applying to Canada, it's gonna be 40 days and 40 nights, right? But now it's a year or more. I have 2 of them who their applications are still sitting with you. However, I discovered something and I was a bit disgruntled, and I want to know if my discovery is really true. Having paid a lot of money for the applications, I realized my visa was the lowest. I just got 8 months. So is there a correlation? Some persons got 4 years, some persons got 2 years. Me, we spend me money, get 8 months. So is there a correlation between biometrics and the time, the amount of visa, the length of time you give the visa?
So generally, for a temporary resident visa application for people who are applying for a tourist visa, we generally tend to issue for 10 years or up to the validity of the passport,
right,
or up to the validity of the biometrics,
right,
whichever comes sooner. So this is important for Jamaica because Jamaica has had biometrics requirement since 2013. So you may have a 10-year valid passport.
Yeah, my biometrics is from 2013.
Yeah, so in this case, if you're applying online, especially if you're applying using the new portal or the e-app dynamic form, there will be a question where you can answer, if your biometrics are still valid, would you still like to redo them? If you would like to redo them, you pay $85. You should get a bill, a biometric instruction or information letter. If you don't, use the web form and write us, and we'll issue it to you so that you can re-enroll your biometrics, and that will help extend the validity. But yes, definitely validity is tied to your passport validity or your biometrics validity. You can also check if you have enrolled biometrics anytime in the past.
Right.
There is a website where you can go if you have your client number, your UCI, you can check what the validity of your biometrics is.
Yeah, I guess right, because I suspected, because I was checking and saying, I'm not like Peter Metro, you know what I mean? So why did I get 8 months? And then it dawned on me, probably it's my biometrics. So can I come in to do the biometrics anytime to extend and don't pay again, you know?
No, so biometrics, Canada can only collect biometrics in relation to an application. So if you don't have an open application, we won't collect biometrics. For you to enroll your biometrics, you need an appointment at the VAC. In order to get that appointment, you need a biometric instruction letter. And in order to get that letter, you need to pay your $85. So there's a series of
That's fine. Thank you so much. One final suggestion is that for entertainment, you could have, like how the ministry has a registry, probably you could have a registry for Jamaica, such that when we apply, at least you can see that we are fairly popular than the person who just performs in the club, or, you know, that would work. And so you could go over into that registry and say, okay, this person has been around for a while. Just a suggestion. Sure. All right, thank you so much for answering my questions.
Thank you. And I'll just add, so the more information you give us up front, the easier our jobs will be. And the more information you give about yourself, not just about the event you're going to, but about yourself, your establishment, your income, your employment here, we would love to issue longer validity visas as well, so that we don't keep seeing you again, right? So, so the more information you give us is the better for everybody.
Right, and also just for everybody to remember, biometrics and the passport too, more than 6 months, right? The person should have more than 6 months in the passport?
Generally,
valid?
Yes. Yeah.
That part, okay. Thank you.
On. Afternoon. And it leaves me to wonder, yes, there might be information readily for them to go and know that, hey, I can go here to get information to find out how soon I can do an application. But I think they honestly don't know, which puts pressure on us here in terms of doing the application. Yeah, so that's one. And the other thing is not enough slots to send supportive documents on the portal. There is, if my memory serves me right, I think there's 6 slots. One is for passport, one is for if you have the visa, bank statement, employment. But where, I don't remember who mentioned, but where it was mentioned to send, like, if you have criminal cases in the past, there is not enough slot to support these documents or send these documents. So if that's something you guys can look into for us, we need more slots to send more stuff to make the application more stronger for these entertainers, I think. Thank you.
Thank you. So just to the first part, because this is what kind of a recurring theme is, it's almost the chicken and the egg, right? You're not applying because you don't have a show. You're not applying, right? And we're not issuing you a visa because you haven't applied. So really just, and we're talking about 6 months, even though that varies. So generally what we're saying is 2 things. The first is, ideally, you should apply as soon as possible. And if your time till the show or the event you're going is going to be longer than what the processing times on the website are, send us a web form and let us know, right? So please do that. The second thing is, and this relates to your question a little bit, is, and Ruby was actually being completely honest, it's not that we don't want to see you again, but actually, we don't want to see you again, because one of the reasons our volumes are so high is if you issue a 6-month visa, then you see someone every 6 months if they go to Canada often. So we don't want to see you very often. So if you are applying, and you especially if you're thinking you're going to be going over a few years, then what you need to do is satisfy the requirements, particularly for that person. So it's not just that they're going for a show. It's, I don't know, Mr. Smith or Ms. Smith who is going, but then you have to provide documentation about them. So you have to provide their employment records, their history, like all the stuff on that page. So really what you should be doing, like if you've got someone you're representing here that you want to send them to the Canada over the next few years, apply for a longer duration visa. Like not duration, sorry, like satisfy us so they can give it a longer visa. On to your question about the slots, the form you can have, like the files, you can add lots to it, right? So just because there's one slot, you can put it all in one PDF. If, however, you still run out of room, you can add things to the web form, right? So if you apply, and let's say someone's got criminality and it's a really complicated case, right? So they've had rehab in the US and there's a FBI certificate, attach all that and send it onto the web form. Did I get everything? But it can be a super long document. So like group your PDFs together. It should. Yeah, it's by megabytes, so it should be.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that like all over the world people use it, so it may be just a glitch, but yeah, you should be able to do it. Yeah. Last question.
All right. So, for example, you've submitted an application, visa application, and submitted all your biometrics and stuff like that, and you travel to the U.S. and but now the embassy one needs your passport to put the visa in it. Is there any way to facilitate, you being in the US and, not being in Jamaica? How does that work?
Yeah. So when you get your letter to submit your passport, there'll be a link there, and you can submit through any visa application center in the world. So no matter where you are, you can submit to the nearest visa application center. So if you're in the US, there are 2 visa application centers, LA and New York, and so you can courier to them so that it can be submitted to a visa office for printing. So you don't have to come back to Jamaica simply for the printing.
You don't need their passport during the processing.
Yes, yeah. You could, yeah. You would courier to the VAC, yeah. Yeah.
Very good. So I just want to emphasize that this exercise is to help you. We need you to help yourselves, and we need you to help us to have a more efficient way of operating. And so I really want to thank High Commissioner and her team for making themselves available. I told you those 2 ladies are tough cookies. They weren't, as strident as you were, you did not faze them. Really give them a big round of applause. And as I say, spread the word, get on the e-registry. When you're not on the e-registry, you make my work harder because you contact me personally. And then I contact the High Commissioner personally. That's not an efficient way of operating. If you're on the e-registry, the ministry has an entertainment division, and they can operate and assist you to be more efficient, right? So I'm going to hand the mic to Jillian, and I really want to thank you all for being here.
So thank you very much, Ambassador, Your Excellency Tudakovich, and Ms. Puri and Ms. Carlisle. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Minister, for being my co-moderator on this section. We will take a 15-minute break for refreshments, and then we'll come right back for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. So 15-minute break, and we'll be right back here. They're here for questions, by the way. So, yes, and for pictures.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the door, breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. For the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A Fiwi music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the door, breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. For the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A Fiwi music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
This is Glenn Titus Campbell, and you're watching Reggae Month TV. Yeah!
Reggae Month TV, on air, on cable, online.
Proud of ourselves, Reggae Month TV. Proud of ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae Month TV, load. Yeah.
If you love reggae music, come on in, everybody say
What's that to us, me the friends that take off the load. One time did sit down in a class and report that only set the road and me go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the dough. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A feel music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
This is Glenn Titus Campbell, and you're watching Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Proud of ourselves, Reggae Month TV. Proud of ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae Month TV. Load. Yeah.
If you love reggae music, come on in, everybody say
Cause I toast with the friends that take off the below. One time did sit down in a class and report that only set the road and me go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the dough. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A feel music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
Yo, this is Big Gangzilla. You're watching Reggae Month TV. Rasta.
Hey, this is Julian Man and you're watching Reggae Month TV. Stay tuned. Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
This is Macalayan representing for reggae music straight out of Trenchtown. And you are tuning into Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Well, this is Sing It Australia alongside the lovely
Tana.
Yeah, and you're watching Reggae Month TV, and we live a reggae lifestyle right all year round.
Every day, all day. Every day, all day.
I love you just the way you are, girl.
My man, me tell you him, I'm making everything when me give half of him. My
What's that was for the friends that take off the load. One time did sit down in a class and report that only said the road and me go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae.
Yeah, blessings fall, memorizing.
February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the door. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A Fiwi music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
Yo, this is Big Gangzilla. You're watching Reggae on TV. Rasta.
Hey, this is Julian Man and you're watching Reggae Month TV. Stay tuned. Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
This is Macalayan representing for reggae music straight out of Trenchtown. And you are tuning into Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Well, this is Sing It Australia alongside the lovely
Tana.
Yeah, and you're watching Reggae Month TV, and we live a reggae lifestyle right all year round.
Every day, all day. Every day, all day.
I love you just the way you are, girl.
My man, me tell you him, I'm making everything when me give half of him. My
What's that was for the friends that take off the load. One time did sit down in a class and report that only said the road and me go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae.
Yeah, blessings fall, memorizing.
February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the door. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A Fiwi music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
Yo, this is Big Gangzilla. You're watching Reggae on TV. Rasta.
Hey, this is Julian Man and you're watching Reggae Month TV. Stay tuned. Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
This is Macalayan representing for reggae music straight out of Trenchtown. And you are tuning into Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Well, this is Sing It Riley alongside the lovely
Tana.
Yeah, and you're watching Reggae Month TV, and we live a reggae lifestyle right all year round.
Every day, all day. Every day, all day.
I love you just the way you are, girl.
My man, me tell you him, I'm making everything when me give half of him. My
What's that was for the friends that take off the load. One time did sit down in a class and report that only set the road and me go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae.
Yeah, blessings fall, memory.
February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the door. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. For the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A Fiwi music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
Yo, this is Big Gangzilla. You're watching Reggae on TV. Rasta.
Hey, this is Julian Man and you're watching Reggae Month TV. Stay tuned. Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
This is Macalayan representing for reggae music straight out of Trenchtown. And you are tuning into Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Well, this is Sing It Riley alongside the lovely
Tana.
Yeah, and you're watching Reggae Month TV, and we live a reggae lifestyle right all year round.
Every day, all day. Every day, all day.
I love you just the way you are, girl.
My man, me tell you him, I'm making everything when me give half of him. My
This is Glenn Titus Campbell, and you're watching Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Proud of ourselves, Reggae Month TV. Proud of ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae Month TV. Load. Yeah.
If you love reggae music, come on in, everybody say
What's that was for the friends that take off the load. One time did sit down in a class and report that only set the road and
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the glory. I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A feel music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
This is Glenn Titus Campbell, and you're watching Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Proud of ourselves, Reggae Month TV. Proud of ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae Month TV. Load. Yeah.
If you love reggae music, come on in, everybody say,
What's that toast with the friends? Just take off every load. One time, kids sit down in a class and report. Then only set the road and we go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the glory. I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A feel music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
if you love reggae music, come on in, everybody say,
This is Glenn Titus Campbell, and you're watching Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Proud of ourselves, Reggae Month TV. Proud of ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae Month TV. Load. Yeah.
if you love reggae music, come on
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the door. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Party music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A Fiwi music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
This is Glenn Titus Campbell, and you're watching Reggae Month TV.
Yeah! Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Proud of ourselves, Reggae Month TV. Proud of ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae Month TV load. Yeah.
If you love reggae music, I want to hear everybody say,
Cause I toast me the friends that take off the load. One time did sit down in a class and report that only set the road and me go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the door. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Party music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A Fiwi music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
This is Glenn Titus Campbell, and you're watching Reggae Month TV.
Yeah! Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Proud of ourselves, Reggae Month TV. Proud of ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae Month TV load. Yeah.
If you love reggae music, I want
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the go. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano tell me passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A feel music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
This is Glenn Titus Campbell, and you're watching Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Proud of ourselves, Reggae Month TV. Proud of ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae Month TV load. Yeah.
If you love reggae music, I want to hear everybody say,
What's that to us with the friends that take off every load? One time did sit down in a class and report that only set the road and we go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the go. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano tell me passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A feel music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
This is Glenn Titus Campbell, and you're watching Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Proud of ourselves, Reggae Month TV. Proud of ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae Month TV load. Yeah.
If you love reggae music, I want to
Yo, this is Big Gangzilla. You're watching Reggae on TV. Rasta.
Hey, this is Julian Man and you're watching Reggae Month TV. Stay tuned. Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
This is Macalayan representing for reggae music straight out of Trenchtown. And you are tuning into Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Well, this is Sing It Irish Riley alongside the lovely
Tana.
Yeah, and you're watching Reggae Month TV, and we live a reggae lifestyle right all year round.
Every day, all day. Every day, all day.
I love you just the way you are, girl.
My man, me tell you him, I'm making everything when me give happy him. My
Bust a toast for the friends that take off the below. One time did sit down in a class and report that only set the road and me go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae.
Yeah, me see blessings fall, them right on.
February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the glory. I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A few music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
This is Macalayan representing for reggae music straight out of Trenchtown. And you are tuning into Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Well, this is Sing It Irish Riley alongside the lovely
Tana.
Yeah, and you're watching Reggae Month TV, and we live a reggae lifestyle right all year round.
Every day, all day. Every day, all day.
I love you just the way you are, girl.
My man, me tell you him, I'm making everything when me give happy him. My
Bust a toast for the friends that take off every load. One time did sit down in a class and report that only set the road and me go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae.
Yeah, blessings fall, right on.
February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the door. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A few music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
Yo, this is Big Gangzilla. You're watching Reggae on TV. Rasta.
Hey, this is Julian Man and you're watching Reggae Month TV. Stay tuned. Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
This is Macalayan representing for reggae music straight out of Trenchtown. And you are tuning into Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
Well, this is Sing It Riley alongside the lovely
Tana.
Yeah, and you're watching Reggae Month TV, and we live a reggae lifestyle right all year round.
Every day, all day. Every day, all day.
I love you just the way you are, girl.
My man, me tell you him, I'm making everything when me give half of him. My
Bust a toast for the friends that take off every load. One time did sit down in a class and report that only set the road and me go on with the road.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae.
Yeah, blessings fall, right on.
February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the door. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boat.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A few music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
Yo, this is Big Gangzilla. You're watching Reggae on TV. Rasta.
Reggae Month TV, on air, on cable, online.
This is Macalayan representing for reggae music straight out of Trenchtown. And you are tuning into Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV, on air, on cable, online.
Well, this is Sing It Irish alongside the lovely
Tana.
Yeah, and you're watching Reggae Month TV, and we live a reggae lifestyle right all year round.
Every day, all day. Every day, all day.
I love you just the way you are, girl.
My man, me tell you him, I'm making everything when me give happy him. My
Playing to a packed house. There you go. Oh my goodness. All right, so I welcome back to the second half. There has been a change to our agenda. We had the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade here earlier to speak on the CARICOM single market and economy. Unfortunately, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs representative had to leave for an urgent meeting. And so we have to, well, when life gives you limes, you make some very, very good limeade. And we're making some very good limeade here. Anyway, so the important thing is that you heard earlier today that the basis of many of the projects that we're doing is the National Registry of Entertainment and Creative Industries Practitioners. And so what we decided to do was to do a presentation on the e-registry. So for those persons who don't know what the registry is, how to sign up to the registry, you had the QR code at the back of your chairs that you could scan the agenda, but you could also sign up on the registry there. So I will be introducing next Miss Abigail Rowe, who is the Entertainment Business Analyst in the Entertainment Policy Development and Monitoring Branch, and she will be presenting on the National Registry of Entertainment and Creative Industries Practitioners, which you heard is over 10 years old. And she will present on the benefits of being on the registry. So let us welcome Miss Abigail Rowe.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. As Mrs. McDaniel already told you everything, but hi, my name is Abigail, and I look forward to telling you more about the registry and hearing your questions, thoughts, and possibly concerns, if you have any. Okay, so what is the Entertainment Registry? So the National Registry of Entertainment and Creative Industries Practitioners, also called the e-registry, is a database for entertainment, culture, and creative practitioners. Okay, so basically the registry has been around since 2014, and as Minister Grange said earlier, is our best kept secret, because many practitioners don't know about it, and the first time they're hearing about it, they become excited to know that the government is actually for creatives, and it's not just seen, entertainment isn't just seen as a casual or a hobby for persons. So the registry is a way of structuring and regulating the creative industry in Jamaica and verifying practitioners. So as you were told earlier, we do the verification for visa attestations, work permits, and the CARICOM Single Market and Economy Skills Certificate for CARICOM region. Why was the e-registry created? It is a way to formalize and centralize entertainment and creative service providers and companies. I want to give you a couple of examples because I believe telling persons or defining what the registry is comes with examples. That way you can understand. So we sometimes also do attestation, verification letters for persons who need to open like bank accounts. Yeah, so sometimes, especially in Jamaica now, persons may have need for bank accounts, but however, we are not able as entertainers to provide proof of, what would you say that? Proof of practice, right, that's it. So we verify that this is how you received this money. You are a singer, musician, songwriter, or any part of the 8 sectors of entertainment that we have now, and we verify you register, and you sign up with us, you register, and you request that service. So persons who need verification for opening a bank account, you can come to us as well. It's not just for free movement through the CSME or visa attestations. Facilitate research and data collection for benefit of the industry. This has to do with policy making. So currently entertainment does not have a policy. We're working on a policy, and your data gives us helps us with the direction we need to take and the regulations that we need to execute for the entertainment industry. All entertainment practitioners from all sectors are welcomed. So music, dance, film, TV, theater, new media, visual arts, animation, literary arts, you're welcomed. And I know that entertainment is dynamic, so it's not just what I just listed, it also includes new media, all the things that we are not aware of as yet, but that's one of the beauties of the registry. When you come to us to register and you say, oh, I'm in content, I'm a content creator. I know this is not new anymore, but people who do content creation, and you come to us and you explain, and that is what I love about our registrants. You teach me, you teach us in entertainment, and we're willing to learn. So we're not strict or structured. I realize that a lot of practitioners think that government or civil servants are set one way, but we in the Ministry of Culture and Entertainment, I tell you, we are very flexible. So we enjoy you coming to us, whether you reach out to us by email or just walking in. We enjoy speaking with you. You open our eyes because you are the practitioners, you're in the field. We learn from you. And we might guide you and facilitate you, but we learn from you. And it is very important to hear your voice. Okay, so why register? To gain access to our benefits. What are our benefits? Free movement. So the symposium today was for like visa attestations mostly for Canada, and our upcoming symposiums will be for other countries. So we are about facilitating the business of entertainment, and our slogan is unlocking the business of entertainment. So one of the ways we do this is via free movement. And free movement facilities available to e-registry members, visa attestation, CSME skill certification, attestation, work permit support, work permit exemption requests. So I know I have been like a scratch record mentioning visa attestation, so I don't know, I don't think I need to go back into that. But CSME skill certificate is the CARICOM Single Market and Economy Skill Certificate, and this is, the administration for this is done through Ministry of Labor and Social Security. But for entertainers, Ministry of Labor and Social Security will tell you that you need a support letter from us to verify that you are an entertainment practitioner. And so you get that from us. So it is mandatory for entertainers who are going to engage in any entertainment or creative business within the CARICOM region to register with us and get that letter to support your CSME application. Yes. No problem. Right. So if it was any other skill, possibly like if you did a vocational skill from Heart, or you might need to go to them, or you have your Heart skill your certificate. But as an entertainer, you come to us and we do that letter for you to verify. Because again, entertainment persons not in practitioners don't necessarily have an ID to say, hi, I'm a musician, hi, I am a stilt walker. So we verify you, and when we verify you, we write that letter addressed to the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Labor and Social Security. We give it to you, and you attach it to your documents, because you have to fill out an application from Ministry of Labor. So you attach it to that document along with all the other requirements from the Ministry of Labor, and you submit your application to them. So I'm sorry, it seems like you have another question.
I'm just trying to understand the practical use of the certification if you're established.
Okay. Within the area. All right. So, okay. For example, love my examples. You have an upcoming event in Barbados. Okay, so you have an upcoming event in Barbados, and you would need a work permit to actually engage or take that engagement. So the CSME is like a work permit for CARICOM, right? So you will have to complete that CSME application at Ministry of Labor. However, again, they would ask you for that support letter because you're applying for that CSME as an entertainer. So even when you are an established artist, you're applying as a creative. So as a creative, you'll need a letter from us, because even though you're established, that's the way we verify you. And not that somebody else is acting as a Miss Anderson. Also, because let us face it, anybody can go to them and say, okay, I'm established. Or, for example, I'm just saying, suppose someone looks like you. This is the way of authenticating. This is your document. This is your application. And this is you as a creative. And we verify that this person is actually Miss Anderson. And security measures. Let's say that as well, yeah. Yes, they will. Their passport as one, and you'll have to, basically, this is for your creative, like your creative ID. Okay. Yes, Mr. Ferguson.
Hello. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just adding to her question, is there another way for established artists to work in CARICOM countries? Do you have to have the skills certificate, or is there like another?
Good question.
Is there like a work permit from there? Like if the promoter have a show and him say, within his part of the Caribbean, him say, bringing this artist, booking them, filing for some permits for them. Do I still need to get a permit here?
Okay, so the truth of the matter is that CARICOM, as a CARICOM national, and all of us are CARICOM nationals, as a CARICOM nationals, you do have the opportunity to move within the single market and economy. Now, there are particular exempt categories, and entertainers and cultural practitioners and entertainers is one of those categories that can actually move freely within CARICOM. Nevertheless, we have had cases where cultural and entertainment practitioners have been denied entry in other member states. And as a result, we have a process with the Ministry of Labor and with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade for us to streamline and just ensure that the National Registry acts as that final authenticating body, if you will. So that's really what it is. And I will say that there have been famous artists, as you know, that have been turned back from particular countries, whether it's Trinidad or Barbados, but they were typically on the basis of, within what we call the Treaty of Chagaramas, they were turned back as being, for other issues, for other issues. For other issues. I mean, earlier I heard they were speaking about criminality and so on in relation to Canada. And so those are some of the reasons why you can be turned back at the border in Barbados, in Trinidad, in St. Kitts and Nevis, in St. Lucia. And I'm saying this because those are some of the countries that have turned Jamaican entertainers back. But it is really a method of identifying and authenticating that you are indeed who you say you are, and it is the government of Jamaica that is putting its word behind that.
I have an additional question. All right, so I'm a beneficiary of the skill certificate, right?
Yes.
So in the event that you have multiple shows within, CARICOM countries, do you need to apply?
You only need one.
You only need one?
Yes.
Got you.
Yeah. How long does the certificate last? In the first instance, once you land, you should be getting 6 months. And I'm sorry that John isn't here to kind of, but the first instance you should be getting at a minimum 6 months landing. You should get a 6-month landing stamp in your passport once you enter any of the countries in the CARICOM region. Some countries don't adhere to that, and that is some of the challenges that we have within the single market and economy. But the ministries of foreign affairs and the ministries of labor and so on, all of us and cultures and so on, we're all working together to ensure that you get that 6 month, at the very least, that 6-month landing stamp once you go to any other CARICOM country.
Thank you very much.
So my name is Natoya Anderson, and my question is, with regard to the attestation certificate, does it override what the immigration policies and procedures are as they relate to selection or allowing an individual into the country?
Well, remember that sovereign states they can do whatever they want in relation to immigration, and that whether it is in the Schengen region, whether it's in Latin America and the Caribbean, or it's in North America, wherever it is. And Jamaica, we have our own rules and regulations in relation to entry of other nationals into our borders. And so, no, the region, the CARICOM region, we really are supposed to have seamless travel within CARICOM. We have been working at that for a long time, and we have Jamaica, interestingly enough, is the most open of all of the CARICOM region. Maybe because we're more diverse, perhaps we're larger than many of the other countries. But a part of that is we are more open. For whatever reason, and well, there are several reasons, the University of the West Indies, et cetera, et cetera. So we're more open, and that's a fact. So it does not override the immigration and visa regime of a particular country. It is just a way of facilitating and ensuring that CARICOM nationals have extra protection within the region as they travel to live and to work. Because you have other, what we call the right of establishment if you have a business, for example. So there as I said, when the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, because that is their bailiwick, when they come, they will be able to give a more in-depth presentation on the CSME, on the CARICOM single market. But this is just as part of the registry, it is part of what we do and part of the benefit.
Any other questions while we're on CSME? No? Okay, Mr. Ferguson.
Okay. Are there any programs within CARICOM that facilitate? Like you might have some like I'm not a well-known artist, of course, but I'd get an opportunity to work with a band in like St. Kitts, which is a part of CARICOM. Are there any kind of channels or programs that can help other artists that aren't necessarily getting opportunities here, that can use your skills in other territories? Like, is that kind of information available, or is there any kind of channels that
I'm going to ask you to repeat and talk up a little bit.
Okay, let me try again. Right. Okay, so I was saying, like, I got an opportunity to work with a band in St. Kitts, right? So I was saying, are there any channels like within the CARICOM countries that would help artists that are probably not as well known to maybe get other opportunities in other CARICOM countries? Are there programs or anything like that available where
like promotion for
like
artists,
you know what I mean, like is there
promotion?
like relations like within the different I don't know if they have entertainment ministries or whatever, but is there something like that set up within CARICOM where artists can or practitioners can move around, or no?
So the question is whether or not there is a mechanism within the CARICOM space for us to share skills, essentially in entertainment and cultural and creative skills. And we actually do have the ministries of culture actually meet every 6 months, and they do share information. So for example, CARIFESTA is a very, very important cultural festival of the arts for the region, which started in 1972. Jamaica has not hosted CARIFESTA since 1972, but I imagine that we'll be hosting CARIFESTA again at some time in the future. The point, though, is that you have the Caribbean Festival of the Arts, you have these other mechanisms where the ministries of culture consistently meet together and share information. You are asking, maybe it is you're asking if on our website or on the Trinidad's website, and they, by the way, Trinidad has a marvelous website. You should visit their Ministry of Culture website. Barbados. So you can go on them and see what is available, because you as a CARICOM national would be able to move in order to take advantage of that. So you should check out all of the other CARICOM countries and look at what they have on offer. And if you need to move, you absolutely can and you should.
All right, thank you. So I guess it's just up to us to educate ourselves on the different opportunities. And okay, got you.
Yeah.
No problem. You can go now.
Okay. Thank you.
No more questions.
No more questions. Oh. Okay, so that CSME we covered CSME. So work permit support kind of falls under visa attestation. So I should say that we do work permits, which is the visa attestation for engagements in other countries that are not the CARICOM region. And we also verify persons who are filling out their tourist visa applications, because when they ask where you get your income from, even though it's not that you're going to perform, but when they ask you what it is that what you do, what trade are you in, and you say you're an entertainer, we write that you are a member of the e-registry. It's not as detailed as the work permit letter, but we say that we verified you as a member of the e-registry and you're indeed an entertainment or cultural practitioner. So, so that's any e-registry membership letter, actually, because even the applications that are not listed on the screens, We also listen to your special need, and if it is that you need a letter for something that we don't even know exists, as in it's not on our structured list, anything that you need from us to verify you as a creative practitioner that is legal. Let me say that some persons might, yeah, that is legal. We verify you for that. So don't be afraid to come to us. If you don't see anything listed for you right here, ask us, because sometimes it is that we need to hear from you, as I said earlier in my presentation, for us to facilitate what it is your need is from us. And that is how we gather data and information to change or revise our systems to better suit your needs. Mm-hmm. You have a specific application in Jamaica because they're different. As it relates
to the work permit support or the visa attestation, when a request is made by an individual or the agent, what's the processing time?
Okay, it really usually it can take between 1 to 2 weeks. However, it depends on if you submit all the required documents, and I cannot stress this enough. The required documents we list, or we send, when you send us an email to either registry@mcges.gov.jm or entertainment at the same domain. When you send that you're interested in one, or you're requesting one of these letters, and we send you a list of requirements, a detailed list of requirements, and those requirements are mandatory because we need to do our checks. We can't just write a letter for you, and yes, you're registered, but sorry?
Would you be able to tell us what are some of the mandatory items from that list?
Yeah, man, I was going to.
And if there's a fee?
It's fine. But no, you said something about a fee? These are all free facilitations. Registration is free. And all the applications, all the facilitations are free under the e-registry currently. Right. So the work permit support, I think I said that already. The work permit exemption requests goes for special events that are happening in Jamaica. So this might speak to promoters. So if you have a charity concert, or you have an entertainer coming in, an international entertainment practitioner coming in for some special events, probably like a couple hours, 24 to 48 hours, thank you. And you know that you usually have to pay that fee from the Ministry of Labor asks you to pay that work permit fee for that person. However, again, in cases where you're not making money from the event, like again, it's a charity, or like it's not that you're going to have that practitioner here for a long or an extended period of time, you can request that work permit exemption letter. And that is us stating that, writing on your behalf to the Ministry of Labor requesting a work permit exemption for this artist or these practitioners who are going to be performing and staying in the country for 1 day. Let's say that. But it has to have special circumstances. It can't be everyone just asking for us to waive the fees or asking the Ministry of Labor to waive the fees on your behalf. It has to be special circumstances, and we need to verify these special circumstances. So please send in all the required documents. I emphasize, please send in all the required documents. Okay, so most of the support letters that we listed have the same requirements. So you have to be registered for one as an individual practitioner or a company, because the registration has 2 parts. You have the individual and you have the company practitioners. So you have to either be registered for one of those. You have to submit, if is the visa attestation work permit letter, you have to submit the documents from somebody inviting you to perform or taking an engagement, an entertainment practitioner, as an entertainment practitioner. You have to have a letter of invite. You have to have, if it is a tour, an itinerary, a tour itinerary or schedule. You have to have your valid passport biometric page, and that has to be valid for at least the next 6 months. You also have to have a profile. So a creative, I will recommend that. I know that a lot of creatives who have called and asked for these documents or these letters have stated that they don't have a bio or a profile. I recommend that you do get one, you do have one, and it really does pay off. And it's less time consuming if you wait until the appointed time to create one, get your things in order, put down and research what it is that you want your bio to be, and just do it. It's not, if you find it to be challenging, you can ask for assistance. You can call us and we'll direct you or help you to establish this bio. So visa attestation, CSME, they both ask for everything asks for the registration on the e-registry, but the biometric page, tour itinerary, letter of invite, and remember, the passport biometric page must be valid for at least the next 6 months. And yes, the work permit exemption letter, that asks for the biometric pages of the international practitioners, the description of the event that they'll be coming to perform, the company or event organizer locally should be registered on the e-registry, and we ask that some information submitted to the ministry may cause us to dig deeper, because we can see if you are not being truthful or straightforward. So again, all of these required documents, if they're not submitted, or if we find, because we do our checks, it's not just for aesthetics, we do checks. So if we find that you are not being truthful, straightforward, or that you have missing documents and why these documents are missing, these may cause your application to be denied or prolonged. I hope that answers your question. But it's 1 to 2 weeks. It does? Okay. Okay.
And especially for the skill certificate, that's just for the letter. For the certificate, I just putting this information out there as well. For the certificate, you're gonna have to get a police record done, and then you submit everything with the attestation letter, and then the average wait time is like 8 weeks.
Thanks for that.
So just giving a heads up there as well.
All right, so the other benefits under the registry are economic benefits. So the fiscal incentive application grants duty-free importation of selected tools of trade for entertainers. So selected tools of trade. So it's selected because not all entertainment equipment, or not all equipment you might see as entertainment equipment, attract duty for one. So again, because it's duty exemption, there will be other fees that customs ask you to pay, but if there's no duty attached to that item, then the fiscal incentive cannot be beneficial for that. But you still should apply for it. I think all practitioners should apply, especially if, it's for production. So event production, video, film production, music production equipment, apply. So if you have a studio and you have studio equipment you want to import, and a lot of the studio equipment attract duty, so I know, and that's for both individuals and companies, right? Mrs. McDaniel has a question.
If I may. So you'll be free from customs duty, but you will be required to pay the customs user fee and the environmental levy. So that amounts to around 3.5%. But the customs duty will be waived. All right?
Right. So There are two forms of fiscal incentive applications, individual and company. So the individual application requires you to submit the fiscal incentive application, your TRN, and your profile bio. That because again we need to verify you as this creative practitioner, and the TC tax compliance certificate for individuals. Yeah. So once you have all of those, come to us and apply. We that time for individuals can take 1 to 2 weeks. Again, determined by if you submit all the documents you need to. The company application requires you to submit to us the completed fiscal incentive. You need to tell us upfront if you're a new or existing company, because that determines certain things, such as if you have no financial statements to submit as a new company, because the financial statements is a requirement. The most recent financial statements, actually. Your company's business plan, your company's TCC and TRN document, your company's business plan, company's certificate of registration. Once all these documents are submitted and reviewed, then a site visit has to be done at your operating address. It doesn't matter if it's your home. A lot of practitioners operate from their home, so that's no problem for us. So when that site visit is done between an officer of the Ministry of Culture and an officer from JAMPRO. Once that site visit is done, a site visit report is drafted. And then a letter, based on that site visit and findings, a letter of approval is then drafted and then reviewed and signed off by the principal director of the entertainment branch. That letter, along with a letter to the applicant stating you have been approved, in the instances you have been approved, will be sent to customs and copied to tax admin Jamaica. Then you will be sent your letter of approval. If you haven't been approved, you'll be sent a letter that these are the instances or these are the circumstances why you haven't been approved, and maybe you can try again after getting all of these fixed or sorted out. Fiscal incentive. Any questions on the fiscal incentive? Mr. Ferguson.
I like how you look, but no, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
I like how you look, but you're picking up
No. So the next is sponsorship. Michelle, don't leave it, you know. The next is sponsorship. Okay, sponsorship. So sponsorship is us supporting any entertainment activity or creative activity that you've applied for sponsorship from the ministry. However, there has to be a list of requirements, right? So you have to have, it has to be something that the ministry can partner with, or their brand can be seen on our, and we have to have, it has to be something productive, something that a synergy can be formed with the ministry, even if it is that you help us to promote brand, the entertainment brand or the ministry's brand, while we help facilitate your business, unlocking the business of entertainment. You have to submit your proposal, the sponsorship application, and your budget. And then we can see if we are able to assist you. Artist Ambassador and Tour Support Program. So that program is basically sponsorship, but it's if you have an upcoming tour and you want us to help to support your tour financially, and we find that you can actually be an artist ambassador or and promote brand Jamaica and the entertainment brand, and even Reggae Month while you are overseas promoting something else. For example, if you're going to be going to Europe, for example, and you start your tour in December, Never too late or early to promote that. Come to Jamaica for Reggae Month, and we'll sort you out. Something. Y'all are the creatives, so you will come up with like a slogan or something. And then we will be able to determine if there is a synergy that can be formed and that this is actually of value to us. So that's to our support. Help us help you. So the ways in which the ministry or the entertainment branch can partner with creatives is by, when you register on the database, you help to drive policy by data gathering. So information received from the entertainment industry through the registration process helps to drive policy. And also entertainment constantly changing and evolving, as I said earlier, you telling us what is happening out there, being our eyes and ears, and helping us to gather the information, whether it is quantitative or qualitative. It can help. It helps a lot. It helps with how we even structure our forms to gather data. If it is that we need to cut down on some of the things we ask for because this no make no sense, or use another way, state it or rephrase it so it's better understood. Yes, so every little thing helps and it counts, and we appreciate it. And also help us help you through certain patterns that may be recognized through submitted e-registry and incentive forms. It may lead to interventions and discussions with relevant organizations. Yes, I will say this because, let me give an example of the last one. So if we realize that we have been getting a lot of complaints for like events, let's use events, and they're saying to us that this has become a challenge. This is the organization or institution that has been making it challenging, and maybe we intervene and find out, or we're better able to communicate with that organization and get back to you and say, this is what is needed and we can facilitate by doing this. Yeah. So the data from the registry assists us again with policy and with any other directions we need to take. So this is some data that I gathered last year. So we found out that 74% of registrants are male and 26% are female. Now, we can start right there by asking why, and is this this is a true representation of the entertainment industry, or is it that we need to campaign and start targeting more females, or what is it? What is our data saying to us? What is it that we need to do? Is it really a true representation? And that is where our practitioners come in. And that is why we need to promote the registry more, because we need to know if it is that this is a true representation, or we need to change the way we promote it. Is it that we're not going to the places that we need to find the registrants? All of these questions from data. Data is beautiful, actually. So we also found the lowest parish representations, and if you see right there, it's Westmoreland, Trelawney, Portland, Hanover. So these are this data again from the registry shows that the lowest representations are in the rural area. Is it that we need to do more campaigning in the rural areas? Is it that we need to target more rural events? Is it that we need to have these symposiums in the rural areas? Right.
Good afternoon. What I would recommend for that is to have representatives on the other side of the island, so that there can be some face-to-face. Because that is what makes the difference. Yes, it is on social media, but that in-person interaction makes all the difference. As you're explaining it now, anybody in here who hadn't registered already is now encouraged and empowered to go and register, because it is for us.
Yes. Thank you. Right. Okay. And then we see that the highest represented age range is between 29 and 38 years, and the lowest is 79 to 88 years. No, no what? Lowest, yes. So, what is that telling us? Is it that we need to engage more practitioners between 79 or 88? No, as some persons are looking at me, no, because they're probably retired but retired or real? Is it that we need to also, what's happening with our practitioners between 39 and let's say 50? They're not retired or real tired.
You see, a big part of it is education.
Yeah, okay.
So many of us do not know what is happening, therefore we can't take advantage of it.
Right.
So I learned about the e-registry during COVID.
Yes.
It's been around for 10 years. 10 years now. But it is about educating us, finding ways of putting the information out that it will be received. So again, if you look at the age range there, it's a tech-savvy age.
Yes, it is.
We're all on the phones. We're using that. The age range that you're missing between there and the 79 are the ones who are not as tech-savvy. A lot has changed in the last few years. And so it's finding ways of getting to them to say, this is how you can get it done. And that will make a big difference.
Thank you, sir. Sir, may I have your name, please? I think we're going to have a discussion after this.
My apologies. I'm Bunny Rose, and that
is
my real name.
Right.
I've done my fiscal form through you.
Yes.
So listening to you, it is a process that works. I've done it.
Yes.
It works.
Yes.
And I'm very happy to see this happening.
I'm glad you are. Thank you. Okay. So as Mr. Rose stated, it could be that we need to meet the persons between 39 and 50 or 39 and 60 where they are, and that is technology-wise and sensitization, as Ms. Anderson said. Thank you. Sensitization and how to promote, because we can promote, but again, meeting people where they are, we need to tailor our promotions to these different demographics, right? Okay, there you go.
Again, when I look there, I see Westmoreland and Hanover. They're tourist places.
Yes,
if you look at Westmoreland, Negril.
Yes.
So there are areas where creatives are working.
Right.
And so it's a matter of, as you said, getting to them where they are.
Where they are.
To bring the knowledge.
Yes.
Because this is something good, and it is for us.
It is, yes. So, thank you, and that is why I appreciate and encourage these exchanges. Yes. All right. So, parish representation by gender. This is a further breakdown of the 4 lowest registered parishes. So we have Westmoreland having 22 males and 13 females from the total figure of 35, and the rest, you'll see them on the screen. And Hanover has 0 female registrants at the time of doing this, and that says something. That's something we need, because as Mr. Rose pointed out, these are tourist areas, so you have a lot of creative and cultural practitioners there, and we need to work on that. We'll talk. Okay. All right, so in closing, yes, I'm finally done. Thank you for putting up with me. In closing, the e-registry was established to streamline the business of entertainment, is utilized as a verification tool for practitioners conducting business with organizations who need proof of profession, provides data to help guide policies, is also used to communicate opportunities to registered practitioners about seminars, local and international grants, and other beneficial activities. It grants access to economic and free movement benefits for entertainment practitioners. Helps you unlock the business of entertainment. And again, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Abigail Rowe, Entertainment Business Analyst here in the Ministry's Entertainment Policy Development and Monitoring Branch. So we have come to the end of our day, and there are a lot of different things that we learned today, and I want to recap a few of them. So we learned from the Canadians that 25% of Canadians are migrants, and so they are not there to necessarily keep you out, but to ensure that there is managed migration to Canada. The Canadian team from the High Commission spoke about the do's and don'ts of applications. Apply early, apply in advance, complete the forms fully, and use the government form, canada.ca, to get full information on what it is, about their programs and so on. So, also, don't use unauthorized agents, and fourth and last, be prepared. For the National Registry of Entertainment and Creative Industries Practitioners, we heard Ms. Rose speak to some of the benefits. I want to also add about this notion of data and why it is important. Data is significant and important for evidence-based policymaking. When the minister advocates on our behalf at Cabinet and in Parliament in relation to the value of the entertainment industry to the economy, value of entertainment to GDP, those kinds of things, it is from you that we get that information. It is from you that we know that we had on average, in 2019, we had an average of 20,740 events happening in Jamaica. So we got that from the JCF because we shared data with the JCF. The municipalities, the local governments, they present information at the end of each year to the Planning Institute, but that number is always lower than the number that the JCF reports. And there's a reason for that, but we won't go into the reason for that. The point of the matter is that the JCF's data is the most current and the most, I'm sorry? It's the most accurate data, absolutely. And so that partnership with the JCF helps us to make policy related to sound mitigation. You notice I don't say noise, right? Because we don't think in this ministry of music as noise. So we call it sound mitigation. And we're working towards that, the Noise Abatement Act being changed to the Sound Mitigation Act as opposed to being the Noise Abatement Act. So those kinds of things. This is what data and this is what all of this interrogation, as Abigail spoke to you about, this is what it does. It helps us to change the paradigms and to change the narrative that you often hear. So, in interacting and interrogating the data and looking at evidence-based policymaking, we're also talking about the need. You saw that you have persons between 29 and 38 years old. You have high percentage of those on our registry. What does that mean? It means that we then need to put in mechanisms to assist you. And that is why you heard the minister announce sometime last year about the entertainment insurance, and that is coming on stream. Because you see that age range, that 29 to 38-year-old, young, no insurance, health insurance, you need health insurance, you need life insurance, you need all of those things. Minister spoke, and then you saw that 79 to 88 age group, and that is when we're talking about estate planning. But to be honest, the 29 to 38-year-old need to be talking about estate planning from then. You need to be looking at estate planning, especially as successful entertainers and successful practitioners. You need to be putting those steps and all of those things in place early. And that is how the data helps us to plan what it is that we do for you as a sector. It helps us to plan these visa and immigration symposium, the estate planning workshop, festival workshops. You asked a question about what it is, how it is that we can also assist you. The Entertainment Policy Division is a focal point for the UNESCO Creative City of Music program. And what happens is that we connect with the other 150 music cities across the world. Kingston was the first music city in the Caribbean region. So once again, let me say that Kingston was the first UNESCO Creative City of Music in the region. Since then, we have been followed by Port of Spain, we have been followed by Havana in Cuba, and and we have in Dom Rep. We always had Nassau, Bahamas as a UNESCO Creative City of Craft and Folk Art. They got that designation before we did in 2015. But the point is that we collaborate with all of those music cities, and those are opportunities that are open for all practitioners, whether it is in theater, whether it's in dance, in music. Those are opportunities that open up for you. And Abby didn't have it on her slide, but that is another benefit of being on the registry and being connected, and us connecting with you as a ministry. So I want to close by saying thank you so very much. It has been a pleasure being your moderator today, and I look forward to seeing you next week, February 13 at 10 a.m., right here, same place, same time. And you will be advised of which embassy or high commission will be here with us next week as we continue in this Visa and Immigration Symposium series. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.